Yo, 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 yo. Ah. What's up, everybody? Good evening. Welcome in to the show. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Appreciate you guys all being here. What's going on? My name is UltimatDJz. This is Talking Trek Live, Star Trek Fleet Command's official podcast. Here for you with Arc Preview information, our Arc Preview Eve show, if you will. Arcfall Eve Eve is underway, as tomorrow we'll be off air preparing for Arcfall. But Arcfall content, Tarpy, going to be widespread as it normally is. On Arcfall Eve with the Warp Drive 5, the Inglorious STFCers, the Breakfast Club, and so many more. That will be all taking place tomorrow. In the meantime, we're going to kick you guys off with the information and the talk of the town here tonight with a video and a blog post and, of course, some playtest information and details regarding the new Arc that we are going to be able to share with you guys. Good evening. Appreciate you guys all being here. My name is UltimatDJz. Tarpy is on the stage. Hello, Tarpy. Good evening to you.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. All right,
Hi.
let's see who's here to get their territory capture education on in a Talking Trek server sound off. You guys go ahead and punch it up in the chat, and let's see what we got here. We've got Stradalorian on server 9 kicking us off. Polar Bear on 15. Thank you, Vic 33. Zach on 84. What's going on? Starfax on 150. The Carfax Carfox is here on 153. Thank you, Starfox. Asian Boy on 12. Striker on 49. Dr. Iron Chef. Aloha from server 14. Alligator Loki. Flagship server 15. Raskar on server 30. Thank you. Restrusi on 63. P Wing on 41. What's up, Commander Taylor on 187. Tacos Chemtech 703. Thank you. 1218 on 98. Enterprise on 30. Bender the Robot on 51. Doug on 38. Draven on 89. Fireball 74. Thank you. General Darkfire on 30. Tony Pie 86. Noon Whistle on 29. Sydney on 95, Susie Q 74, Cottontail 34, Wilson 36, Mal 26, Visago on 61, and golly, you guys are way ahead of me. Zog Woodix is here on server 15, over 100 additional messages in the Talking Trek server sound off. Good evening to you. Appreciate you guys all being here. Welcome. Zombie on server 41 from over in the YouTube chat. What's going on? Wristbreaker on 30 over on the YouTube chat as well. Hello, YouTubians. How are you? Wade, what's going on? Albatron. Chala is here. Jeff Games is here as well. Good evening, everybody. Appreciate you guys. Bam! All right. 8-Bit says, am I the only one from server 11? Okay, if you're from server 11, just shout it out real quick in chat, because 8-Bit is feeling a little bit alone. All right, anybody else from server 11? Any server 11ians? 11ians? 11. Look, there's Garrick from server 11. There you go. Hey, Zombie. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Juby says, I'm from 61, and no one really cares. Salivar is from 11. Thank you. I'm kidding, Juby.
Wow.
I tried to do that with a straight face for just like a second. Swami on server 11. Rufus on server 11. What's going on, everybody? Appreciate it.
My husband called me an 11. Does that count?
Sure, we'll go with that. Why not? Yeah, Draven's like, well, dang, man. Yeah, pulling out all the stops here
Carter,
tonight.
would you actually like to say it now?
There you go. Pay no attention. Pay no attention. No respect. No respect whatsoever. Angry Lou says, what happened to Spock? Well, we turned him into a cat. And he's a chick. And he might
need to be wearing a different shirt.
And he might be an alligator. Just kidding. That was the Loki series. Samo, what's going on? We are just starting. We've been on for an hour and 20 minutes, but we're actually just now starting the show. Major Samo and your entire party of the gatekeepers. No, it's not the gatekeepers. Tell me again. Gate rumors. Gate rumors. Thank you. Is that what it is? What are you the gate rumors? Samonauts.
Gator.
Wow. Where was I? When that
For the last 5 years.
The gatekeepers or the Samonauts? Yeah, I remember Samonauts now, but I know you say it's the gate room. I usually think of it. Yeah, I got it. It's the Samonauts. Got it. Cool people. Okay. Yes, the space is the gate room. The people are the Samonauts. Got it. I was close. In other words, not at all close. Appreciate that. Hey, at least I knew the name of the place. I knew the place where we hang out. That was the gate room. I knew that. All right. Appreciate you guys all being here. Good evening. Welcome. This is Arcfall Eve Eve, and we've got a lot to do tonight, so we're going to hop straight in. The first thing I think that we're going to do tonight, Tarpy, is actually watch the video. Like we typically do, we're going to watch the video, and then we will dive straight into our breakdown. But I do, in Talking Trek lore of old, I have prepared a little bit of stupid news for you if you want it. If you don't want it, we can skip it. It's completely fine. It's not even good. It's not even good because I rushed it today. I rushed it today because I was doing spring cleaning on my house. I just have a quick question for the podcast audience, though, super quick. Just for the podcast audience, because nobody watching this was here for fluffer time, and I'm going to cut it out of the YouTube video. But just really quick, I just have a question for the chat. A non-perishable canned food item. Non-perishable, by definition. A non-perishable canned food item that is after its best buy date, would you still eat it? Would you eat it? Okay, I'm just asking. I'm just, because I spring cleaned my house today. I cleaned out my pantry. I found a bunch of canned goods. A bunch of canned goods that, I didn't even know existed. Okay? What is condensed milk? Ew. Okay? That was in there. Okay, put up a poll. We should put up a poll. Tarpy, you want to put up a poll? Would you? No, not another hour 20 fluffer time. It was just a question, Wilson. It was just a question. Mohican says no. If the can isn't damaged, sure. I'm good with that, Nasty. I'm good with that. All right, use it in cooking. Captain Pingua says no. Please don't donate expired food. Well, Isaac, here's the deal. I called my local food pantry. And they said, bring it. It's better than having starving families. So we're gonna take it down there, but yeah, cleaned out my entire kitchen and pantry area. You want to see something gross, chat? I'll show you something gross. This just came out of my kitchen today. This is everything that came out of my kitchen. I'll put the timestamp or the screenshot in the graphics room for the podcast audience. This is ridiculous. I have a problem. The timestamp is 10:30 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, Samo. Listen. Is that a body? Maybe. I don't think so. Okay. However, this is everything that I took out of my kitchen cabinets today. Okay. What's left in the kitchen? Not much, Voltron, because all I wanted in the kitchen is what I wanted to keep. Okay. Don't OMG me, Doug. Don't OMG me. Listen, by the way, can I also have a question answered maybe by Tarpy or one of the panel? What does it mean when Andalicia says I'm nesting? I'm not entirely sure what that means.
Okay, huh? Do you want to know what that means?
Yes, I do. What does it mean that I'm nesting?
So when you and your partner were about to have any of your kids, did you guys accumulate a bunch of like kitchen appliances or extra blankets for your bed, or just a bunch, like put stuff up on the walls? That's kind of what it means.
Sydney just asked me if I'm pregnant.
Are you?
No. Not that I'm aware of.
Are you sure?
I mean,
okay. That's
an
important thing to check, because usually that's when people nest, but not always.
Okay.
But he's doing the opposite of nesting. He's taking all the stuff that they nested and he's
getting rid of it,
burning it and throwing it in the garbage.
I'm getting rid of it. I'm not nesting. I'm cleaning my. That's right, Guff. I'm cleaning my space. Okay, I'm cleaning my space. I'm trying to get all this stuff out, because honestly,
you're decluttering.
That's right. True talk, chat. You guys listen. Most of you who have been in my community for a long time know that I went through a divorce back in 2023. I really haven't done much with the house, so I just decided, like, I don't know. I was just living, and everything was fine. But like right now, like I don't know, for some reason, I'm like, you know what? It's time. It's time. That's right. Noah graduated from high school. New phase of my life. I want to build my Lego cabinet. Right? I want my Lego cabinet. Where am I going to put it? Honestly, you really want to know the truth about it, chat? I want my Lego cabinet. And I thought there's no reason in doing a Lego cabinet in a house that still has like all this stuff. Like, my house is going to become a man cave. I'm taking out all the pictures and all the paintings of, like, welcome to our home. All right, junking it all. I'm going to put up posters of Iron Man and Captain America duking it out. All right, that's what I'm doing. That's
so you're
right.
Going to make your house look like the house of a teenage boy.
Hell yes. Okay? Hell yeah. This is now my space. Okay? The whole thing is going to be a man cave. This is my space. Hi. What's up? Why are you not wearing clothes?
I don't know where an HDMI is.
Did he just say that he's going to post stuff on my?
No, I'm making it into my space, not my space. I don't, whatever. What? You need an HDMI cable?
Yeah.
I don't know where one is right off, but ask your brother. He's got a gazillion.
I asked him. He said he didn't know.
Tell him to take the one out of the TV that's in his room. Or,
No, he's using that one because we're going around trios.
bro, I don't.
Okay.
Why is the first thing we find in your space boys without clothes on?
I mean, that's a normal thing here. Listen, I'm trying to do a show, and I really can't find you an HDMI cable right now. But what I can tell you is that backpack.
Oh no! Don't tell him to filch the backpack, man.
Can I tell him to go into the diaper bag? Because there's one in the diaper bag. But that's probably a bad idea.
Why
isn't it?
don't you just put the mic down?
Go get the no,
Let
but
me
the
talk for a
podcast
few
is recording.
minutes and-
Listen, go into the house. The backpack that's
this
in
is
my
better.
bedroom. The backpack that's in my bedroom. Bring it out to me, and I'll get you an HDMI cable. Okay. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Oh, classic talk show right here. Talking Trek show. Thank you, Nia. Anywho,
Okay.
so off
So
the
while
pantry.
you do stupid news,
Off. No, I'm not going to do
While
stupid
you
news. We've wasted enough time. And Alicia says, taking everything out of your house that doesn't have worth and getting it ready for a new stage of my life is the definition of nesting. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I'm nesting.
I thought nesting was you accumulate things. Purging is getting rid of.
Nesting is
Stuff.
taking out everything in your house that doesn't have worth and getting it ready for a new stage of my life. Yes, I am totally nesting, Andalicia. Galadon says, I call it a midlife crisis. That's also possible. I bought a car yesterday.
You what?
Attaboy.
You bought? Why?
Because I liked it.
Was it
What?
that GMC that was?
No, I love this GMC. Okay, now listen, yes, I'm a Ford guy. Okay. But this is a 2007 GMC Sierra built like a tank. First of all, this thing has been in.
Those model years last forever.
They do.
If the transmission doesn't die,
It's
those
a
model years
stick
last forever.
shift. It's a stick shift.
Meaning your kids can't drive it.
That's right. Even more rare. And why is all the zip? Come on. I hope you didn't spill stuff in the driveway because the zippers are open, bro.
No, I didn't.
I mean, he brought you the backpack. You didn't say bring the closed backpack.
I did not say bring the clothes. Where's the HDMI cables? They're not in here. Somebody's
you probably
already
filched it.
Why aren't they in here? All right, bro.
2 weeks
I'm
ago,
gonna-
there were HDMI cables in there.
There were HDMI cables in here. Oliver?
I could go to your bed because I saw a lot of stuff in your bed.
Okay, so
Okay, hang on.
stick shift car.
Stick shift. It's a stick shift, guys, which makes it even better. So, anywho, I bought this truck a couple of years ago. It's been in storage, actually, and because I had a company car, and so I didn't really need to drive it, but I had a farm license for it. So this vehicle has been in storage, and I actually brought it out today so that I could take stuff over to the dump. And it hasn't run in 2 years. 2 years. And the battery was dead on it, which was to be expected. I jumped it off, and it, like, I'd put jumper cables on it to the other vehicle, started right up. Now, I haven't run it in 2 years, so there was probably bad gas in it. So I decided to drive it down the driveway to the gas station at the bottom of the hill. And because it's a stick shift and there was bad gas in it, it stalled out. And when it stalled out, I couldn't get it restarted. So I was stuck on the side of the road. Was the gas still good in it? No, I don't think so. I think the gas was pretty rough because it was sputtering pretty bad. But I put a tank of high test in it. It's been driving like a dream all afternoon. So I loaded it up with trash to take to the dump. And it's been fantastic. No, Star Fox, I tried to pop the clutch. It wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it.
So this is the truck you bought, or you bought a different one?
No, this one's been in storage for a while. I bought an Explorer. But I bought one with Blue Cruise in it, so it'll drive itself. I'm pretty excited about it.
Ooh.
Yeah. I got a lot of traveling coming up, Tarpy, and I hate driving.
Oh.
I hate driving, so I'm going to just let the car drive itself. That's the way you do it. All right. Yes, an STFC Explorer. It's got extra shields, just in case I find any more deer. Yes, Corey, I know how to pop the clutch. Okay, I can drive a standard. I'm the only one in my house that can drive a standard. So that's why I love this truck, and I won't get rid of it. So Voltron,
You should have sold those bags of milkshake stuff that you got, because that would have paid off like a tire on your new car.
No, I'm not selling it. I
Like-
just wanted to be rid of it.
No. Listen to what I said. You should have like sold those $100 bags of like protein shake, and it would have paid off a tire for your new car. Like the ones you found that your ex left.
Nah, I got employee pricing. It'll be fine. But yeah, no, this vehicle's great. I actually bought this a few years ago. It's only got 140,000 miles on it. 2007. Low mileage. And it drives like a dream. I love it. I probably shouldn't have bought the Explorer. I probably should have just bought the truck, just like driven the truck. It's a great truck. So, anywho, yes, we got new stuff that happened today. Thank you, Ripley. I appreciate it. Yeah. So, am I paying the subscription for Blue Cruise? You bet. Well, actually, I got a year for free with the new car, but I will pay for it because it's amazing. I love it. It's awesome. Anywho. That is, so does that mean I am in a midlife crisis? I bought a car. I'm cleaning out my house. The kids are all leaving.
Yeah.
Is that a midlife crisis? Am I in a midlife crisis?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Nah, I think you're fine.
I mean, you kind of did all this stuff really, really fast.
Juby says I'm too old to be midlife. 85 is a little late. I know. I agree. I agree. And Alicia says, just don't accidentally restart. No worries. Anyway, okay. Next week I'll have frosted tips. I know, perhaps. Okay, no, Chris, we're starting right now. Good evening, everybody. New blog post came in today along with a video. Arc preview, territory capture is coming. This sounds super exciting to everybody, right? Territory capture is coming. And I'm super duper ready to talk to you guys. Are the territory times changing? Yes, they are changing. Silver Tab says, no, I listen. I said I'm excited to talk to you about it. I maintain, well, I will tell you this. So obviously we play tested and it did work. Okay. So that's good. That's actually a good thing. The play test worked and it didn't work for me, but that was for a totally different reason. And I was aggravated about that. I've been aggravated a lot this week. Is that also indicative of a midlife crisis?
No.
Oh, okay.
That just means everybody else in your life are being not great.
Or you are.
It could be me. So,
or you're just bad.
My engineering was not working very well on my client with my computer. I couldn't get into the test server, which is so weird. But everybody else got in and everything else was fine. Sounds like stress. I think it could be stress. That's possible. Captain Bull says, have you read and approved our new TC plan? We don't have one yet, but he won't know because Discord is hard. True. I'll catch up. I'll just do what I'm told. But it would be great if you gave me Commodore status, Bull. Just throwing that out there. So
no, don't do it.
I think you should.
Don't do it.
I think it's a good idea.
Don't do it.
Okay. As a quick reminder, by the way, Squirrel, as a quick reminder to those in podcast, quick reminder, we've got less than 24 hours left on your Battle Pass Officer Choice Shards. Those came in the Elite track or the Mythic track in the very last milestone. Those little tokens right there. The Battle Pass Officer Choice Shards, that retires 13 hours from taping. So you've got Strange New Worlds, Montgomery Scott, DeChalk, and Black Ops and Benga available in the event store. It's the very first 3 buckets. Make sure you go do those. And claim those tokens. Because actually, crazy enough, Tarpy, if you bought the Mythic Battle Pass and you ended up with what, like 90 or over 100? It was like 100 shards. It was actually
something like that.
It was pretty good. Stradalorian says those are the officer choices for G7. That's correct. You've got Sigourney Weaver and Carol
Giorgio
Marcus.
and Quasi.
Yeah, great officers.
At Section 31, Giorgio and Quasi.
Yeah.
And Gwen DeMarco for
so
G6.
good. The G6 officers, I feel like, are even better than the G7 officers. Those are really, really good. So, anywho, make sure and go spend those tokens and get those taken care of before that expires. What is this? Benny Hill's Ghost. First of all, that is not my hair. This is, and I would never buy a Pontiac. Wait, is that a Corvette? That's a Corvette. It looked like a Pontiac symbol up there on the front for a second. No, I didn't buy a Corvette. I bought a family SUV. Does that also mean I'm in a midlife crisis?
It just means you're a soccer mom.
I bought a minivan, bro.
No,
Not a minivan.
No, you didn't buy a minivan. You would have bought an Odyssey.
It's kind of a minivan thing, right?
Ford Transit Connect, station wagon, XLB, yada yada yada. That's
Okay.
a minivan.
Just making sure.
XL.
So, so anyway,
Not
claim
XLB.
your officer choice tokens if they. I know, guys. I'm so sorry. I don't think I took my medicine properly today. I'm very scattered all over the place. Anyway, Tarpy, we've got a video on territory capture, the refresh 2.0. Actually, if you guys have been in the game for a while, you'll remember this is actually 3.0. Okay, 3.0, and we're going to watch the video with no pauses. Algrima says it's a minivan for people who don't want minivans. Right. I feel like that's accurate. We're going to watch it with no pauses, and then we're going to go through and break it down. Okay? No, that's right. Hey, Stevens Aaron, what's going on? It is Territory 3.0. You remember, don't you? You were an OG. Am I going to convert it to a camper? You betcha. All right. I even bought the one with the hitch so I can have that thing that sticks out on the hitch and I can tie all my luggage to it. Yeah.
Wait. Are you going to, what was it we saw in Chicago? That was not, it was like trailer tribbles or something like that they put in their trailer hitch.
Oh, that was wildly inappropriate for show. We can't talk about that.
That's why I said tribbles.
I forgot stupid news. Nope, skipping it. It wasn't very good tonight anyway. All right, ladies and gentlemen, territory recapture, territory capture refresh. Let's watch the video and we'll break it down after no pauses. Here we go.
Territory capture is changing. In infinite diversity and infinite combinations, the...
Wait, what voice is this?
No pauses.
Hold on.
I'm just
making sure it's
failed. You had one job.
No. I'm just making sure it was playing at the right speed.
So I can do a pause counter.
No, I was making sure it was playing at the right speed. It sounds weird.
It's an AI voice. Keep going.
Okay. All right. I was just checking.
You paused it.
No, I was making sure that it wasn't something wrong. Okay, anyway.
That's Hammy. He got his vocal cords straight. He's living.
Territory capture is changing. In infinite diversity and infinite combinations, the Origin sector evolves with the biggest territory capture refresh since the feature first launched. New paths, new enemies, new rewards, and more ways for every captain to help their alliance advance. With Q reshaping the Origin sector in his own unpredictable way, territory capture now opens the door to new dimensional threats and opportunities. Mine? Fight? Or why not do both? Across territory capture space, commanders will find new 1-star, 2-star, and 3-star Isogenite mines, along with new quantum hostiles. Both activities award raw Isogenite, giving you more flexibility in how you progress. For miners, new Isogenite mines bring a refreshed gathering loop, with a chance to uncover rare Isogenite geodes. These bonus finds can be exchanged in the refinery for additional rewards. For combat-focused commanders, quantum hostiles offer a new way to push forward. Defeat them for a chance to earn PvE chests containing quantum scraps. Then trade those scraps in the refinery for exclusive bonus rewards. But Q has not stopped there. Powerful quantum adjudicators now move through the origin sector, collecting isogenite and rare materials from across dimensions. These automated vessels are built for danger, with enhanced isolitic damage, isolitic defense, apex barrier, and apex shred. Some variants can only be challenged by FKR faction ships or the USS Vengeance. Bring the wrong ship, and the fight ends before it begins. Rare Quantum Guardian surveys can also appear, carrying greater cargo and offering significantly increased rewards, including a guaranteed PvE chest. And for alliances ready to coordinate, Quantum Tesseract Armadas introduce a powerful new objective. These installations, summoned by Q, interface with the progenitor subspace network to open portals into other realities. Take them on to contribute toward territory capture scoring and earn exclusive refinery loot. Territory services are also receiving a major overhaul. Outdated services have been removed, legacy services have been improved, and new dynamic seasonal services can now roll from curated reward pools. Each season brings fresh possibilities, including Apex Shred, Apex Barrier, blueprint claims, ship parts, and rewards for some of the most valuable ships in the galaxy. With new progression paths, a new territory zone, quantum enemies, Tesseract Armadas, and stronger seasonal services, territory capture now gives alliances more ways to compete, collaborate, and earn. How will your alliance adapt? Join the fight? Claim your territory, and lead your alliance to victory in Update 92. Live long and prosper, Commanders.
I just say 50%
A
crit damage
reliable
in
network.
PvP is not relevant.
Do what?
Their AI at least remembers to say live long and prosper at the end.
Okay. Okay. What
Okay,
the-
do you want to start at the beginning and get to Matter's question, or do you want to come back to what Matters just said?
What did Matter say? I wasn't listening.
I said that they said they were updating the services to make them less useless and more relevant, and I think I saw it saying that like one of the services is a 50% increase to crit damage in PvP for like up 70 plus players or something,
Okay, so let me address
and less
this
than that
first.
for smaller players.
Let me address this first.
Okay.
Most of these buffs between this video and release are at least being re-looked at. We saw a lot of these buffs when we were finally able to play test, and we all had a good chuckle about them.
And you laugh.
Yeah, yeah, there were good chuckles. And there was agreement that some of these felt really, really not good. So they committed to re-examining all of the buffs from all the territories before launch. All right. So
Okay, good.
yeah. That now Retrieving says they always say subjects change and never change it, and I don't necessarily I don't think that's fair to say, because they do change it sometimes. As a matter of fact, you guys were joking earlier about why should I even do an Arcfall video, because they end up changing stuff and it's different from what I said, and then there's confusion and yada yada, which I'm seriously considering, by the way. However, they are looking at these territory buffs. And they're going to see. Andy says, didn't you say that about outpost buffs? I did. You're right. They never circled back on that. So I can't really, no, I don't know. Okay. Can't answer that question.
Emerald Chain.
What? They did
Emerald
change.
Chain.
They did change some of those.
No, they didn't.
They changed a
didn't.
couple of those.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Well, Maybe they change them, maybe they don't. I don't know. But we did talk about those that existed and the fact that some of them are going to need to be looked at because they're not going to be noticeable. All right. There was one in there for base damage. Legit. There's one in there for base damage, and I'm pretty sure it's something like 100%. However, there were some others, right? And this is cool. I don't remember which zone or whatever, okay, that this was, and I'm not going to tell you, and I'm not going to look it up or anything, but there was one for loot gain, all right, which I like, and I'm pretty sure it wasn't small. So that one was actually kind of cool. I'm wanting to say, wasn't it like 100% or 200% loot gain just from a service, which I think is nice. So there were some of them that were pretty cool. And then of course they're going to be sourcing a lot of blueprints from this as well. So anywho, yes, I wouldn't say that those service values are definitely going to be what you get, but it could be, all right, because that's what they were when we played, but we were able to review almost all of those and they were, you know, not super great. What about the new research? A lot of the new research does look good. They are using a new particle system, which we're going to talk about. We're going to go through this video and actually break it down. So you can get out your pause counter now if you would like. We're going to talk and look at everything that is in this video and be able to share all the things that we can actually see. First of all, do you guys think that was actually an AI voice? Because I felt like there were phrases. I felt like there were phrases like Apex Shred that sounded like a human would say Apex Shred. I think it was actually a person. But I also get fooled by AI, so I'm not entirely sure.
AI
What
reading
does AI call it?
Versus AI automatically coming up with its own responses. There's going to be two different sets of words.
What?
If you give a script to an AI, it will read it.
I know, but it was just like how it sounded. Or like how it sounded, like the pronunciation of words. I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know. I'm not going to. I was just curious. I don't know if it was or not. But hey, good night, Ice Wolf. So let's talk a little bit about the video. We're going to go through. Tarpy, fire up your pause counter. And we're going to see. We've got these new quantum adjudicators. These are hostile. Notice that you see 3-star right here. There will be 1-star, 2-star, 3-star hostiles within all of these stars or these grades. There will also be levels of hostile. So the rewards are going to be very much tied to the hostile strength that you can hit. They are going to be pretty beefy at the higher levels. And the hostiles are going to depend on the rewards or the materials or the currency, rather, that they drop based on the star number here, okay, which is basically going to be like, you know, coming from what territories they are in. Okay, so how many tier 4 systems will there be? Do we know yet? I believe there's only one, and it looks like, I don't know if we're going to be able to see it.
It's in the video.
Yeah, I'm looking right here. There it is, right here. This is the gold territory over here. This is your 4-star territory. If I'm not mistaken, Tarpy, that's the only one.
Roblox banana. Yeah, it's a Roblox banana.
There you
or like Man in the Moon.
Man in the Moon kind of thing. That's what I see. Yep, that is the only one. Interesting. That's the only one. One other thing to point out, which I did ask about, was, hey, I see groups of colors that equal more than 5. I was actually told that piece wasn't changing, but Tarpy, if you look here, there's like 9 territories all controlled by the same color.
Yeah. Well, also the bottom, middle. Yeah, they kept repeating that it was 5.
Yeah.
So, like, I don't think that's changing.
Yeah. So it is still pretty much going to be 5. But yeah, your singular 4-star territory is going to be over here. Now, the buffs that come in that, I don't know. Let's continue watching the video. I want to break some of this down because we're going to see. Oh, you think that could be particle divisions? I don't think so. I don't think so because there's still only 3 particles. And those particles are now going to be referred to as prisms. Okay? Prisms. So we'll talk about those coming up here in just a moment. Actually, you know, I should probably hit the pause button. I'm not sure where my notebook is. I've got a notebook with all my notes. I didn't bring it out here, but let's keep going for now, and we'll see what we can find. But in this video, we're going to see these armadas. We're going to see hostiles. We're going to see the ability to mine. We're also going to see loot goblins. For example, right here on your screen, you see this first loot goblin. The loot goblins will come in the form of survey ships. Those survey ships are going to be dropping large amounts of Isogenite, which is our new currency as compared to Isogen. Okay. Now, I did see this question in chat. Are we going to have hostiles inside TC now? Yes, Corey, you will. Because there are two loops or two methods to pursuing this loop. Now, I am going to give a thumbs up, and I'm going to say at least there is a little bit of choice. All right, I can mine or I can kill the hostiles. I don't have to do both. Okay? I don't have to do both. Players will probably want to do both because there are ways that you're going to increase your rewards by fully engaging. Okay? But you don't have to. Okay? You don't have to. Star Fox says, don't they both give something different? Not really. Okay? Not really. So there is one thing that we'll talk about. I really should go get my notebook because I don't want to give the wrong names of things. Can we do a quick, teeny, tiny little pause while I go get my notebook? I'll run even. I'll just run. Tarpy, you talk. I'm going to run. Running!
Okay. Oh, goodness. Okay. So what do you guys want to know that I can reasonably tell you? How will you take territories? So as far as I understand, and we make me repeat this when he gets back, a lot of the territory stuff that we know of isn't changing. So a lot of the mechanics that we already have aren't changing. So how you capture a territory isn't changing. The rules of being in adjacent places is not changing. The number of territories your alliance can own is not changing. It's just what services that you have in what locations are changing. And the mining nodes are changing. They're adding hostiles to most, if not all, of the systems. So the mechanics of territory, that part, are not changing. So there's going to be the mantis shrimp skin. So DJs is going to get mad at me when I give another fake leak. The mantis shrimp skin for the sarcophagus is also coming. So that actually has an impulse boost of about 10 bajillion, where the sarcophagus actually will move across the system in a reasonable amount of time with that skin.
Okay.
So, DJs, we were talking about the sarcophagus refit that will actually make it get to the other side of the system in a reasonable amount of time.
Would you stop with the fake leaks, man? Wait, is there really something for sarcophagus? There's not, right?
There's not.
I didn't. I just making sure. God, you
look,
would have gotten me on that. Okay.
I know. And look, I'm being honest. I am literally doing the most ridiculous anti-leaks ever. Okay? Because I'm not wanting to get in trouble.
Okay. Well, the sarcophagus thing isn't real. All right. Now.
It's not. So what I did say while you were gone, and you were gone for about 3 minutes.
That was not 3 minutes. My pulse is elevated because I ran. There was no way that was 3 minutes.
So what I did say while you were gone, because there was a question, was that the mechanics of territory itself are not changing. So your alliance still joins territories the same way.
Yep.
Your alliance can only have a certain number based on your alliance level. So that isn't changing. The location of where you can take things isn't changing. So you have to have, if you want to take a 2-star territory, you have to have an adjacent 1-star territory.
Yeah, all the stuff.
So those mechanics are all the same.
Yep. So let's pick up with that. Yes, you will now have hostiles added in. With the map staying the same, I did see the question here a moment ago, is what's happening to the existing nodes? What about players who need existing Isogen? Well, those are going to stay. All of the Isogen and all of the G4, that's how long it's been, G4 materials and G3 materials are all being consolidated into some select systems. All right. So what is happening to the old stuff? It's still there. They're just all going to be consolidated. So, for example, what you will see is in a system, you will still see regular Isogen, but you will also see Isogenite. Okay. You'll also maybe, potentially, if you're lucky, see a bonus node, which the video talked about here just a moment ago, called a geode, which we'll talk a little bit more in detail about when that comes up. But yeah, to answer the question, everything is going to be dropping or mining raw 1, 2, or 3-star Isogenite. Okay, so that is whether you hostile hunt or whether you mine. Okay, that is going to be the same. So you can do one or the other. If you do hostiles, they will drop in their loot chest, which means it's not guaranteed. Okay, which means they will drop a bonus currency called quantum scraps. Okay, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. That's just basically a bonus currency for a bonus refine. Okay, do not expect to feed this thing all the time. I wouldn't think. Maybe you can. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be a bonus drop that you'll be able to feed special refineries some of the time. So if you want to hunt them, you can. If you want to steal their cargo, you can. Putts, shout out. Because everything that will happen, everything that happens in territory is piratable. All of the cargo will be stored in, what did I say?
No, you said it right. Everything that happens in territory stays in territory is what I was quipping. But,
well, it won't, though, because Putz will come in and steal it from you and take it out.
Oh.
Okay? Because everything will go to your cargo, including the Armada loot, will be cargo hold stuff. All right? So it can be lost. All right? It can be taken. Are there any chasers? No, just hostiles and some loot goblins. Okay. The loot goblins, we're told, though, will show up more frequently than traditional loot goblins, and it is possible to see more than one at a time. All right. So good stuff there. Then if we mine, like I said, you're going to see the 1, 2, and 3-star nodes, and you will see possibly node respawns into this geode, which is the mining currency, okay? And that is a geode isogenite or whatever, and that's the bonus refinery for mining. Again, don't have to, okay? Don't have to, because the 1, 2, and 3-star isogenite is the goal of this loop. Do you have to own the system to kill the targets in that system? That's actually something that we're working on. As of this moment, the answer is yes, Aries, but we've encouraged them to consider possibly changing that. Okay?
Can I make a addendum to what you just said, just to provide a little more clarity on one of the things?
I probably would not.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably would not. But that advice, we've sent in the request to have those removed.
No, I was talking about the Isogenite, but okay.
If it's the Isogenite thing, yes. But if you're talking about the hostile thing, then no.
Well, like the current Isogen, not Isogenite system, you can't get 3-star in a 2-star system. You can't get 2-star in a 1-star system.
Right.
So the way you had phrased it was they will hold all of these. So I just wanted to make it clear that if you own a 1-star territory, you can't necessarily get 2 or 3-star Isogenite.
Oh, yeah, you do have to.
That.
Yeah. So we're actually, I still stand by what I said.
Okay.
We've encouraged them to turn
Okay.
that off. Okay. But we'll talk more about that later. So let's continue with the video and see what else we can find. By the way, you can see the loot goblin here is dropping. Loot goblins will drop all of them, 1, 2, and 3-star, depending on their level. Okay. Guffa says the map has already been leaked. Yeah, I saw that. I saw the map is out there.
With Q reshaping the origin sector in his own unpredictable way, territory capture now opens the door to new dimensional threats.
Dimensional threats. Tarpy, let's talk about a dimensional threat. The dimensional threats, a.k.a. galactic anomalies. Is that right? Am I connecting the dots properly here? Chris, we watched the video once all the way with no pauses.
That was not in the patch notes or in the
Oh, but it's in the video.
The door to new dimensional threats.
by
All
that
right.
name.
Dimensional threats. Okay, no, I guess we'll just wait. Okay.
And opportunities.
New opportunities.
Mine?
Here's that geode, by the way, that we were just talking about a second ago. This is the geode that will pop up, Isogenite geodes. This is your bonus currency if you are mining, okay? If you're mining. What about adding more Isogen 1, 2, and 3-star and Isogenite 1, 2, and 3-star outside of territory? No. But there will be a training ground outside of territory that has 1-star Isogenite in it, just like there was with regular Isogen. All right, there will be a training zone. All right, so let's continue.
Mine? Fight. Or why not do both? Across territory capture space.
Yeah, you can do both.
Find new 1-star, 2-star, and 3-star Isogenite.
Do you need a new miner to mine Isogenite? Asked Zombie. No. The faction miners are going to be the best ships to do this with. And there will be research to make them better. And we did. There will also be buffs available. Research buffs, different things that will be available to boost the mining speed of Isogen. Okay. And no, 39 an hour. That's not right. You can see over here. Oh, you can't see. If you look behind my camera, you can see that's an interceptor. It's not actually 39. That's just a warship clicking on it. We just ballpark, Tarpy. I think we were looking at initial mining speeds. Initial mining speeds of a G6 faction miner was in the neighborhood of like 80 to 90,000, I believe, an hour. Does that sound right?
It depends on the Isogenite. So there was a range between 1 and 3-star.
One of the notes that I wrote here was, and this I'm pretty sure actually was a Selkie, on 1-star Isogenite using a traditional miner was at 111,000 an hour. But I think that Selkie was maxed. So
I looked at 2-star with 4 different miners. I can't really say more than that. It wasn't great. It wasn't terrible. Like, it'll get better. It's the first month.
Well, yeah, it'll get better.
Mars
Sports says
like the Meridian won't work well.
And the Meridian will not have a miner boost. They are staying away from the Meridian. They say it's already been introduced into the archives. It is a retired ship. It will not be a part of this loop. Meridian is dead for the purposes of new design. You guys are asking about the officer. That is one of the new officers. I don't know if I'm going to go into all that right now, but that is one of the new officers, so we can talk about that more later if stuff becomes available. Regular Isogen will not be going away, Phoenix. It will still be there. You will still be able to find regular Isogen, and the 3 and 4-star material nodes are remaining. They're just going to be consolidated into singular or into fewer systems. Okay. All right. Continuing.
Along with new quantum hostiles. Both activities award raw Isogenite, giving you more flexibility in how you progress. For miners, new Isogenite mines bring a refreshed gathering loop, with a chance to uncover rare Isogenite geodes.
I like how they say it's a refreshed gathering mode. You're still mining stuff. Still.
You think that's not AI wordage?
It's refreshing. I do like it. It's refreshing.
These bonus finds can be exchanged in the refinery for additional rewards. For combat-focused commanders, quantum hostiles offer a new way to push forward. Defeat them for a chance to earn PvE chests containing...
Yeah, the PvE chests, the hostile bonus chests, are the ones that are going to be dropping the quantum scraps. And the quantum scraps...
Then trade those scraps in
those
the
can be redeemed for a bonus refinery
rewards.
as well.
But Q has not stopped there. Powerful quantum adjudicators now move through the origin sector, collecting isogenite and rare materials from across dimensions. These automated vessels are built for danger, with enhanced isolitic damage, isolitic defense, apex barrier, and...
Yeah, so these things, like most of our new hostiles, are coming super buffed. Okay? They are coming with all kinds of stuff for the officer puzzle guys, like Everywhere It Matters, and Karkin and Putz to go out there and play with. We're going to stack Isolitic on your Isolitic, on top of your Isolitic, and then more Isolitic. All right? Key note is that you can only engage these things with the Vengeance or a faction ship. No other specialty ships, no Relativity, no Junker, no Borg Cube, no Revenant, none of those. Okay? Lloyd says, built for damage. It's my middle name. Yeah. These, no Dauntless, no
I tried
Sphere.
all of them. They all died.
They all died. They will instantly die.
They all died.
You, basically, they have a condition on combat. You will auto-die. Okay? You will auto-die if you try to engage with something else. They've also got a critical damage floor and all kinds of stuff. It'll reduce, look at this, reduces your shield mitigation to 0% at the start of combat. Let's talk about that for a second, Matters. If it's going to reduce your shield mitigation to 0%, what does that mean?
That means all of its damage is going to your hull.
100% shield skip. All hull damage. So
is it reducing shield mitigation, or is it bypassing? Because we know those are two different mechanics. One of them you can regain shield mitigation using officers, but if it's bypassed, then that won't matter.
this says reduces shield mitigation to 0%. Okay.
Yes, at the start of combat, but if you had like Watt Carroll, are you going to be able to grow your shield mitigation back up?
That would be an interesting test, would it not? Just throwing that out there.
It would. That's the first thing I'm going to try.
First thing he's going to try. Killer Cujo says, no, I don't think so. But it does specifically say at the start of combat, not at the start of each round, which is verbiage that they would use. Okay. Hemjadar says, are mitigation stats like armor and dodge still effective? Yes, but this is not shield mitigation as like armor and dodges. This is shield mitigation of your, and they should change these terminologies, but it's been 7 years. This is the shield mitigation of the 80-20 split. Okay. Hull repair will work. Yes. Shield mitigation can grow. That is our theory. Okay. Very much so. Okay. But most importantly to note, faction ships. Okay. Faction ships.
Apex Shred. Some variants can only be challenged by FKR faction ships or the USS Vengeance. Bring the wrong ship, and the fight ends before...
So Wolfpack says, when are they bringing out the $100 ship that'll solve these problems? If they have designed a ship for these, they have not shared it with me. Okay? And I've seen a lot of months of content. I really do think that they are trying to, or if it was in the pipe, Cam has kiboshed it. I believe that they are trying to get back to core mechanics. I believe that they're trying to get back to like FKR ships. Okay. Now, could there be research? Well, there is. There is research. Okay. Is there going to be building buffs? Possibly. Okay. We could see it. But Rick says pushing back to FKR ships is a good idea. I concur. I actually do agree. So anyway, but yeah, there definitely will be research. Okay, for sure.
Begins. Rare Quantum Guardian surveys can also appear.
All right, let's take a look at these Guardians here. These are the loot goblins, I believe, Tarpy, is what they're referring to. That says that these, and by the way, these hostiles have their own tags. So just in case there was, there's probably means that there's going to either be officers or forbidden tech or chaos tech or prototype tech or this or that will end up being specialty for these guys eventually, I'm sure. But this new Isogenite, the raw Isogenite, is going to be refined. Very much like territory mechanics were then. Guess what? They're going to be refined into refined 1 and 2 and 3 star Isogenite. Just out of curiosity, chat, what do you think that Isogenite, the refined Isogenite, would be used for? And let me just go back. What does your refined Isogen, what is it used on now? And Alicia says research. Star Fox says favors. No favors. Research would be good. Okay.
Territory services.
Thank you, Matters. That's actually exactly where I was going. Services. That's right. The TC buffs. And I will tell you right here and now, chat, there is no doing them all. It is mathematically impossible for you to activate every service in every territory. They have been designed expensively. They have been designed for you to choose. I'm just throwing that out there. Okay? TC services will be based on choice just because of the sheer quantity of refined Isogenite, okay, to be able to do that. Designed to choose between 5 systems, asked Andalicia. No, not necessarily. But there will be multiple services per system. Okay? So you will, Wolfwood says, challenge accepted. Yeah, I don't see it happening. Based on what we saw, it will be mathematically impossible for you to be able to refine enough Isogenite to activate everything. No, Divine. I mean, listen, if you wanted to buy that stuff, I did not say they're paywalled. Don't do that, Divine. But you can't do it all. You can't do it all. All right? You're going to have to choose. Voltron says there will be packs to buy. Yeah, fine. You going to do that every week forever? Visago says, does anyone actually turn them all on anyway? No, they don't now. But I know that people did. All right? They did when you first started. So I don't see that being something that they do now. Okay? Guffa says, they do too. May says, that's crazy. People don't activate all of them. Or if they do, that's...
Yeah, they do.
That's very expensive. Very
so the
expensive.
idea here, friends, is to get alliances to choose, to make the hard decisions about what's best for their alliance growth and their members' growth. So that could be picking between a couple different buffs that we've seen before or recently, and moving around some of the existent particles, moving around some of the new stuff. So they are trying to get alliances to make choices on a more frequent basis than every 3 months. Because I think what a lot of servers, and I'm not saying every server, but what a lot of servers have done is just kind of diplomatically say territory is not worth our efforts. Everybody just go to the same places. And so they are trying to introduce some mechanics that get leaders to have to choose and to try and get players to say, I would like this thing. So as an alliance, let's work towards that goal.
Yeah, and there will be some services that I do think that players will try to chase. All right. I do think that there will be reasons for alliances to eventually want to move around the map. I don't.
Like
I am.
GS31 blueprints?
I am hoping that this is not as stagnant as what we have seen in the past, but yeah, who knows? We're going to have to see how that plays out. But there will be stuff scattered across the map. Okay, continuing on.
Greater cargo and offering significantly increased rewards, including a guaranteed PvE chest. And for alliances ready to coordinate, Quantum Tesseract Armadas,
Which is none.
Introduce a powerful new objective.
These
installations.
The thing I think is hilarious about this is that we all complain about coordinating our alliances. We all complain about having to coordinate times and attacks and waves and battles and surges.
I don't know how your alliance deals with you. Like, you are hard enough to coordinate like 3 days a week. Like, I can't imagine how Thad and JB and Bill have been like they must be saints.
Oh, for
to
sure.
coordinate you for like 7 years.
Yeah, for sure. They're pretty good about it.
So,
there will be new armadas. These armadas will also drop raw 1, 2, and 3-star Isogenite. So again, chat, no single one way to gather your Isogenite. Okay? You can get all of these things from wherever. Do keep in mind, they are cargo items. So putts will fly in and steal them from you, as will other pirates and hunters on your server. Okay? It will happen. These vanguards will also drop additional items. We'll go through some of these additional items in a minute. Let me go through the rest of the video and make sure that there's stuff that I can talk about. Is there still a 300 ship limit per system? I don't think any of that has changed, to be fair. I don't know. So no protected cargo. No. I didn't say that, Andy. I didn't say there was no protected cargo. I'm just saying people will steal stuff if you can't. If you're in there hunting hostiles for 5+ minutes, you're probably going to be over cargo. If you kill an armada, you're probably going to be over cargo. Just throwing that out there. Okay, let's continue.
New objective. These installations, summoned by Q, interface with the progenitor subspace network to open portals into other realities. Take them on to contribute toward territory capture scoring and earn exclusive refinery loot.
Exclusive refinery loot. All right, so we can talk about that. Those are going to be Vanguard prisms, since they mention it. Okay? Prisms, as I mentioned earlier, are going to be the equivalents of particles. Okay? So they're not using the name particle anymore. Now they are prisms. And there will be a few different types of prisms, just like there were particles in the first run. Okay? Let's see if there was something else here that I wanted to show. I know in this screenshot there's a lot of big ships, but Tarpy, you tried one with a Nova. How'd that go?
Well, I tried. It went poorly for my Nova.
Sad Nova.
Yeah.
Poor Nova.
Yeah. The Nova exploded.
Nova died.
But then I redid it with a Vengeance and someone else's ship, and it went a lot better.
What level did you hit?
Yeah.
Are they all 70s?
No.
Yeah, I thought there were smaller ones. Okay.
Well, what's in the video versus what can I say?
Oh, well, just okay. Is there more than just the 70 level?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's probably as
So
far as we'll go with that.
if you are making an Arcfall video, I did not do one with a blue set of triangle around it. people can infer what they want from that.
Okay.
So
yes, vengeance works. Nova doesn't.
vengeance works.
Vengeance good. Nova bad.
It might be because I did a bigger armada and didn't have anyone else in it, and my Nova died.
Poor Nova.
Yeah, it didn't do anything to anybody. So yeah, also the Nova's independent.
No, Divine. Sorry.
No, you're fine. It's good.
I was going to point out, Divine says they've added an arena mechanic into territory capture. No, bro. There's been armadas in territories since Armada or since TC 2.0. Okay, there's always been armadas in territories. Do you guys not remember? That's because nobody does them.
They said in the blog post that the armadas are going to be crucial for capturing territory or something like that.
Incorrect.
So
they will score points. They will score points.
Okay.
Personally,
gotcha. But not.
I don't think personally, I don't think that they are going to score enough points to outweigh an alliance participating in territory.
Okay.
I don't think that's the only reason you won't do them during takeovers, but that's a different conversation for
the other reason is people are going to kill you.
Yeah, that's because they're going to be able to see your timer.
But you can cloak. Easy fix. All right. So you can run them.
You can't cloak a Nova. Come on.
Okay, don't take a Nova.
So for everybody who is making fun of me for having a Nova in an Armada, I would like to know how many of you have never, ever once sent the wrong ship to an Armada.
She did it on purpose. Can you speed it up? Yes, you can. And it uses the same traditional speed ups, but it costs a lot. Okay? It costs 8,000 Armada speed ups. All right? High risk, high reward. Here you go. 8,000 Armada speed ups. All right? So at least it's the same currency. However, you can do cloaks. Okay? Spock says, I've never sent the wrong ship, but I have sent a Nova. Oh, yeah.
I just wanted to see it become a supernova, okay?
All right. Now, they will take regular speed ups, all right, but 8,000, okay? Divine says, we actually use surveys on purpose. Maybe a tricky thing this time, okay? I don't think that that's probably going to be the right thing to do here, but you can give it a go. Will there be new special directives? Yes. All right. How do you earn those directives? Refineries, very much like you would anyway, okay? So that is an option for you to go through and do that. The Armadas will score points in territory capture. It is my opinion, and I could be corrected once we have more data. I could be corrected when it comes to spawn rates, and I could, but I don't see a gazillion of these going off every single territory capture. For that reason, I believe that the time spent in system and the capture nodes will outscore Armadas. Okay? So, I believe that while Armadas do score points, and they are a large chunk of points, I still don't think it's going to be possible for you to outdo everything else by running one Armada, for example. Okay? What? Am I wrong?
I wanted to go back and see if it's how they score it during a takeover before I say anything.
What? How they score what?
The Armada. If it's by individual or if it's by Armada. So if there's 3 people in that Armada, is that 900 points or is that 300 points because the Armada itself was defeated? Or is it 900 points because there were 3 people each getting 300 points?
Good question. All right. Yeah, and I don't
And
know if we tested that. Did we test that?
I think I did. I need to go look in one of my 8 videos from yesterday.
Pothead says, do you have to own the territory to run the armadas? No. All right. So you can come in and steal an armada from somebody. You can also poach it. Okay. You can come in and poach an armada. All right. You can prevent an armada. You can come in and start it and speed it up and steal their armada. All right. You can play that type of thing in defense. Absolutely. All right. But I still don't know if it's going to be, I don't think it's going to be enough to overcome capture nodes. And there will be a bonus form of capture node that scores more points. Don't we have that already? Or is there just one type of capture node?
You have,
just one type of capture node?
Well, there's one type of capture node, but there's also the bonus time at the end. Tiger time or whatever they call it.
Tiger
at the
time?
End.
Isn't it just like super boost or whatever?
Yeah, it's a boosted
Overdrive.
Overdrive.
Tiger time.
Did you call it Tiger time?
Tiger time is what you call it when you're like dialed in at work. Like that's an actual term for it.
Has anybody ever heard the term or the phrase Tiger time? I've never heard that.
Tiger has.
Never heard of Tiger time.
You don't have to.
Look at Chad. That must be exclusive to Minnesotians. Tiger. I've never heard of that, but that's fine. So you have Tiger time at work? Who came up with Tiger time?
Well, it was a thing that I've seen in like productivity. Yeah, I read some of those self-help books when I was trying to figure out why my brain didn't work. So do you ever have a time of day where you get a lot of work done very, very fast and it's like the same time every day? So you're like, okay, I'm going to go in my office. I'm going to get my 3 bottles of water and my Coke Zero. And you like are super productive at the same-ish time every day.
Okay.
So that's what's called Tiger time in like productivity books or whatever.
There you go. Oatmeal says he's heard of it. I support you, Tarpy. All right, but it must not be super.
Thank you.
That means the rest of us need to read more productivity books, is what that means.
Well, it never worked for me, so.
Yeah, Aries says, I call that crunch time. There you go. Crunch time. I've heard of crunch time when you lock in. Yep, that's right. Anyway, so yeah, you do have overdrive or overboost or whatever. It was an overdrive. I think overdrive. The last third. The last third of the territory capture will be extra points, but and that still will happen. A lot of these mechanics are not changing, okay? But there will be a new capture node with bonus points as well. Just as a quick note, in case anybody will ask, because they will, hostiles do not score points in an armada or in a territory capture takeover. Okay, so no hostile points, just armadas and then time spent. And then capture nodes. Okay, moving on.
These installations, summoned by Q, interface with the progenitor of Subspace Network to open portals into other realities. Take them on to contribute toward territory capture scoring and earn exclusive refinery loot. Territory services are also receiving a major...
Pause. Let's take a look at a couple of these services. All right. Improved FKR PvE Isolitic Damage Enhancer. We saw this one. This is the one that Matters was joking about 5% through Ops 50 and 15%, 51 plus, 15% Isolitic damage boost. Holy crap. Hold my beer. All right, now I am kind of joking because you're right. More isolated damage is always good. That's fine. But
that was really good 2 years ago.
15% does feel a little bit meager. It does. It feels a little meager. Okay, but you're right. Isolitic is always good because it is pretty much net. Polar Bear says I'd take it. So would I. But you're right.
Yeah, but I wouldn't pay for it.
New G5. Did I have to pay? What do you mean? Resources? Okay. Game loop?
I wouldn't pay resources for it.
Well, you're a stick in the mud. All right, new G5 players may do it.
My thing.
That is your thing.
Overhaul.
Okay. Now, take a look at these resources. Okay, take a look at these resources. We are still using cores. We're still using a lot of the original stuff. Okay, so we're still using a lot of the original stuff, but we got new stuff in here as well. This is a little tricky of a thing, and I'm undecided on whether or not I like this. I don't think that I do. Because if I'm going to focus on the new stuff, I certainly do not feel like going back and trying to refine the old stuff. You know?
Well, I have good news.
Please.
You're going to do it automatically with your Meridian.
Being in the independent archives?
Independent archive.
Okay, so I'm automatically getting that stuff? Okay, well, never mind then. I don't care.
I mean, you might have to go in and refine the individual progenitors if your alliance needs them.
Ugh.
But, like, that's how it is right now anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, that's not the... Well, you don't ever go on Discord. It's okay.
That's true. Okay. However, Mimi points out those are really expensive. And yes, they are. Mimi says that's almost 10% more expensive than the advanced 3-star buffs. And yes, they are. Okay. Mm-hmm. Absolutely they are. And that was by design. Okay. Yo, Quazel, what's up?
Hi, Quazel.
Quazel. Chat tells me that I shouldn't be eating canned goods after their expiration.
Oh, no. Leave now.
Oh, so this Silvertap says this is a 2-star territory. Are they cheaper in a 1-star? Yes, they are cheaper in a 1-star, but that means that they're even more expensive in the 3-star. Okay, so anyway, let's take a look at some of the other buffs that we can see in this screenshot, if we potentially can, and then I'll turn off my camera, and let's take a look at some of the other items we see. Improved FKR PvE crit damage, isolatic damage. We still have our old particles. There's the Phantom Generator, Quantum Generator, Voyager Construction Yard. Okay, so there's some Voyager blueprints. Reliant Construction Yard, Monavine Construction Yard. Okay, I genuinely don't remember which some of these are older versus newer. FKR Hull. Did the old ones specify FKR? I don't remember. But yeah, there's an FKR Hull enhancer for this one. Okay. Let's see what else. Let's see what else we got. Oh, this is the one that Matters was talking about. 50% crit damage enhancer. Oh yeah.
Oh Nelly.
Hold on to your hats. Okay. Now, again, we did specify. We requested a review of all these buffs. They indicated that they were going to review them. So hopefully, we will find some of them that they modify. Can't say that they will, but hopefully we do. Okay. That being said, they did say that they want them to feel impactful. Okay. So hopefully that's what we'll see. Now, moving on, I wonder if we'll see any other. Doesn't look like we're going to see any more.
Blueprint claims, ship parts, and rewards for some of the most valuable ships.
Okay, so we're going to see shred. We're going to see barrier stuff. We're going to see the blueprints, which we just saw. We're going to see ship parts. And we're going to see these new particles called prisms. Okay? And I'll just go ahead and throw some of these out to you. You're going to see luminous prisms. You're going to see quantum prisms. You're going to see sector prisms. And then Vanguard prisms. The Vanguard ones are the ones that are going to come from the Armada. These are the 4 prisms that are going to come, and they're all going to come very much like original territories and come. There are 5 luminous. No, there are only 4 luminous prisms. Okay. Anyway.
A new territory zone, quantum enemies, Tesseract Armadas, and strong.
I do like the fact that these Tesseract Armadas, the artwork is super cool. The artwork is really cool, especially like in the game. The artwork is kind of cool. Kind of like them. When you scan one, look at the art when you scan one. It's kind of cool. Okay.
Seasonal services.
Is it a big
Territory
fish?
No, it's not a fish. Nope.
capture now gives alliances more ways to compete, collaborate, and earn. How will your alliance adapt? Join the fight, claim your territory, and lead your alliance to victory in Update 92.
Update 92. Okay, live long and prosper, Commander. So there you go. That is what we've got with the video. I've got some other things in my notes, but I think I'm going to hold some of these until we get into the arc, because a lot of this stuff wasn't talked about. You know what? I will give you one little thing. I'll give you one little leak about these Tesseracts. There will be a round limit. There's a round limit, okay? Which means you got to kill them fast. Just throwing that out there. Kill them quick. Hit them hard. Kill them fast. Okay? All right, let's take a look at the blog post. We've got expanding the territory capture loop, quantum hostiles, Isogenite mines. The hostiles are going to be 1, 2, and 3 star. On the hostiles, but they will also have levels to them, so that will correspond to their strength. Where is the ISS jellyfish in the new territory? You don't need it. It's in the old territory. It's in the old services. ISS jellyfish is still in the old services. So they say you can choose your preferred progression path through mining, combat, or both. The reason they say mining, combat, or both, again, already talking about this, is that everything will drop the 1, 2, and 3 star raw Isogenite. But if you want to maximize your return, okay, if you want to maximize your return, then you will mine the geodes and you will hunt the hostiles for quantum scrap. Okay? But like they say here, you're earning the same Isogenite resources whether or not you mine or hit the hostiles. Okay, the new Isogenite mines they talk about. All new Isogenite mines have a 20% chance to spawn a geode. That is your bonus mining node there that you can do for your little bonus refinery. The PvE chest from the hostiles will drop the quantum scraps, as we talked about. That's your bonus reward from combat hostiles, and you can get an extra refinery for that. There's also loot goblins, which we talked about. Loot goblins that will show up more frequently and have the possibility to show up more than one simultaneously. Oh, let's see. The Adjudicator is an automated vessel summoned into being by Q. Its design on a Tyrellian starship, and it has extra abilities. This is one of the ones that we looked at in the video. The Quantum Adjudicator has critical damage floor, can only be attacked by ships, etc., faction ships, etc. Quantum hostiles. Okay, yeah, this is what we were talking about. The Loot Goblin is the Guardian Survey, and the Quantum Adjudicator is the regular hostile. Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. The Tesseract Armadas come in. These are your new territory capture armadas. They will score in territory capture takeovers as far as points. They will also drop loot that can be refined in the territory capture refinery, including all of the raw Isogenites. The directives will be sourced in the new territory capture refinery. They have a critical damage floor on the Armada, and they have a significant isolitic damage boost at the start of combat. Outdated services that no longer provide meaningful value in the current game environment have been removed, and we've replaced them with additional services that also have no meaningful value in today's game, like 15% critical damage boost. Things like that. Remaining legacy services have been rebalanced and enhanced. And again, this is some of the stuff we talked about. They did go through and change some of those. I'm hopeful that they'll change some more All right, because there were still some new ones that were kind of silly. There will be new Apex Shred bonuses, Apex Barrier bonuses. These are new service buffs being added to the reward pool. Blueprint bundle claims, including G6 Epic Blueprints. Tarpy, one of the biggest things that you've championed since you've been on this show is what regarding faction ship blueprints? Please tell the people what you were able to pull off.
Any ship blueprints. So, at what ops can you get a G6 Epic, everyone? You can build it at 70. You can get the blueprints in territory through those services 2 ops sooner.
Bingo!
So, yeah.
Tarpy is victorious! This has been one of the things that Tarpy has been championing, is that a word? Fighting for the people. Literally, like, that might have been one of your first initiatives ever as a platform on this show, was getting blueprints to the point where they could be earned before they could be built. And that is in right here for this this ad right here, that the Epic Blueprints will be available at 68. The G7 Uncommon Blueprints will start early as well. So very, very excited about that. You did a good job. Tarpy for president. I agree.
Thank you. Just for the people in the chat who are saying, why not add other blueprints as well? Remember, the patch, the blog that they put out is not the entire release.
True dat. It's not the entire release.
So
let me, you know what, to pacify some people, I will say that your territory capture, the new Isogenite refined, that refinery opens at Ops 25. Okay, so everybody is going to have an opportunity to play. You may not be able to do much with the new quantum adjudicator targets. All right, but if you go to Armadas and your team helps you balance these things, you're going to get rewards. The refinery for Isogenite and the new stuff opens at Ops 25, so that's not necessarily a bad thing either. That's good.
yeah, and the more places you can get these blueprints over time is still better. Like, I know that you can get them in the DTI store. I know you can get them in other places. But if you look, the blog post also says G7 Uncommon Blueprints.
That's pretty big. Yeah,
So,
I'm pretty excited about that.
Yeah. So, like, there's only one place to get those right now, and Sigma faction credits are not as challenging as they used to be to obtain. But this won't be rep locked, which I think is a bigger deal.
Yeah.
Because if you are a player who's maybe pursuing a Romulan ship by rep, you might be able to buy the flying toilet seat Socrates by buying it in territory.
Spock says,
And
here's
yes,
a sneak peek.
I said that intentionally.
New officers might be useful for the new content. That's a fair assumption. Okay. Possible blue ship blueprint rewards now include Vengeance. That's actually good news. That should be good news for a lot of players. Excelsior, Junker, Board Cube, Reliant, Revenant, Protector, Voyager, Meridian, NX-01, Eviscerator, Monavine, ISS Jellyfish, and for some reason, they included the Sarcophagus. Not entirely sure. That might just be a joke, but there it is. Okay. Also, ship-specific parts have also been added as services. Okay? They can appear in the reward pool. Territory capture refresh represents a significant evolution of the feature. Debatable. Expanding progression beyond traditional mining. Not really. While creating meaningful opportunities for combat-focused captains and alliance strategists alike. I will agree with that. I do believe... I don't believe. What I know is your territory schedule is changing. Show you the time slot, says Omicron. Can't. Don't have it. They're changing. Here's what we know. And I will share with you what we know so far. What we know so far. Here we go. Still looking. Here we go. Takeover times. The Takeover calendar will be in-game when the Arc launches. Most things are changing. Takeover free day is moving from Tuesday to Thursday. Takeover times for some of the territories have been changed. Right now, some of the Tier 1 zones on Fridays have been shuffled, some Tier 2 zones on Saturdays, and some Tier 3s on Sundays. Would you like to know the name of the 4-star territory? I'm actually willing to leak that because it's hilarious.
Are they bringing something back?
Ladies and gentlemen, Coda is back. Yeah, they called it Coda. And by the way, we're not talking about the event series that everybody loves. We're talking about the actual name of the territory is Coda.
I like it.
Can I spell it out for them?
Please spell it. Yeah, go right ahead.
Stick it to the
Qoda. Yeah.
So I just want to also, can you go back, like scroll up to the image that they have, the splash screen?
Yeah.
Like they had it in the blog post. So I was making that picture too. Where, yeah, so the guy at the top here is Q, right? So it's Coda with a Q.
Yeah.
And like this is this 90-second arc. And so I have been making the joke for the last little while that they missed a prime opportunity to call this M90Q.
That's good. I like it. M90Q is here, and they're bringing back Coda. All right, so yeah, lots of great stuff. Yeah, QODA. That's what it's going to be called.
Yeah.
Scope
He
of
looks
humor.
like he's handing you like a sandwich.
I like sandwiches.
In that, yeah, so do I. Also, that cat looks familiar.
That cat does not look familiar. That is absolutely not the cat that has been in our game. Okay, that is not the same cat. That is absolutely not the same cat. I am very unhappy with the portrayal of this cat. Okay, two totally different cats. Look at that cat. Look at this cat. That cat. This cat. That cat. This cat. Ears totally different. Okay, totally different.
But definitely not the okay.
Facial shape
whatever
completely
you say, DJs.
different. Completely different. Okay, not the same cat. No,
Okay.
Kaviji, it's not the same. Okay, it's also not a copycat. Okay, like that. Anywho, so there you go. That is what we've got. So the takeover for Coda will be on Monday, and combined with the schedule changes, alliances will be able to compete for this zone in their first week. In other words, the fourth day. The fourth day of the arc.
And
you will, if you time everything right and you play everything right, you will have an opportunity to compete for Coda.
And on the fourth day, you decreed server war. So before people ask, we do not have additional details on timing.
No, don't have
or what territories are what days.
Leaks.
Besides that one.
Yeah, it's the only one we got.
They said all of the details will be in the blog post on Thursday. So like asking us
Yeah,
right now.
I genuinely don't have it. So, but
Yeah.
what we do know is that the schedule is being shuffled. The off day is now going to be on Thursday. And if you take a good, close, hard look at this map, why is my... Didn't mean to do that. Where's a better picture of the map, Tarpy? You were looking here a minute ago. Why did they not centralize it? Because the map has already been created. All right. I guess this is all I can go with right now. But the way that they are... Oh, the video at the start. Okay, let's go look at the video at the start.
Yeah, 30 seconds in.
Okay.
13 seconds in. 13 seconds into the video.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, so taking a look at this right here, chat, as far as this video, they are shuffling the way that these are being timed. Okay? Now, do not read too much into the color representation. Okay? Do not read too much into the color representation. I don't think that these actually mean anything because we've been told that there will be at least 2 opportunities to compete for this 4-star territory. Because again, you got to remember, the territories still have to be connected. You have to start with a 1. You got to proceed to a 2. You got to go to a 3. Then you got to go to a 4. All right? So there's only one 4, and it's in the shape of a banana. And it is on the West Coast. Vic says, so if you want on the new one, you got to be on the left. Yes. But my understanding is that they're going to be routing and redoing the timers on this West Coast. All right. For people to be able to compete for this territory on Monday. Okay. Vasuba says, which means forced choice. No, not necessarily. You can still choose to go and engage. What I mean by that is there will be 2 distinct territory sections over here. 2 distinct tier 3s. Let's just look at the map right now. Let's just look at the map right now. Because I believe that there was a modification, a small modification being made. So that is there already 2 tier 3s on the West Coast now?
Yes. Nearheimer.
Yeah, here we go.
And Brelin. But it depends on what the other connections are. So if they're not changing any of the other rules, and it depends on where they take the lines from the original territory, other territories to go into the banana. So like if it comes from, what is that? Herojas, the far left corner?
It can't come from...
Well, no, it can't come from Nearheimer, but you have to have a 3-star territory to obtain the 4-star. And Nearheimer and Brelin are the only 2 that are within reach to have a 5 up to 5 territories, and not more than that, because the requirement for the 4-star is own a 3-star. The requirement to own a 3-star, the requirement to own a 3-star is own a 1-star. So
for example,
it has to be contiguous from the lines in the system.
So for example, if you started with Inland, which is right here on the West Coast, that's your 1-star. Then you can move in to Vantar, and then you can take Nearheimer. That's about the only... Now, that may not be what they do. You've got 3 1-stars here. They could start with Inland, they could start with Tefkari, they could start with Klefaski. We don't know. What they are telling us, so you guys can plan with very little advanced information. Okay?
Yeah. And the 4-star needs to be connected to another territory. Your alliance must own a 3-star. It does not have to be directly connected.
Correct.
So it's like if your alliance wants to go for the 4-star, you have to have either Brelin on the bottom left,
well, here's my
or Nearheimer in the middle.
I am going
Why
to
don't they
guess.
just make a super highway from every 3-star into the 4-star, and let all 6 alliances that have 3 stars duke it out for the 4-star?
That
That
would be
Why are they
lovely,
making
wouldn't
that?
it?
That would be cool.
That would be way
That
better.
would be awesome.
Ugh. Scopely. Missed possibilities.
You know,
That was.
that's a pretty good idea.
They can't do it yet.
Sure, they could. All they have to do is create a warp path that
Super
connects
highway.
them. Doesn't even have to be a super highway. Just create a warp path.
Well, yeah, it's just a warp path, but
Yeah, you could
You could
make
call
one.
it
You could make one from Macalla all the way
Yeah.
across.
We brought this up 2 weeks ago.
Oh, I must have missed that meeting.
Yes, you did.
Anywho, anyway, what they're telling us, for the purposes of your planning, and the schedule will not be released until Thursday. So, for example, if Nierheimer is going to be your goal, be adaptable. They're either going to start you in Klefaski, Tefkari, or Inland. Then you're going to have to take Vantar. Then you're going to have to take Nierheimer, which means that's 3 days. And if Coda is going to be available for contention on Monday, which is day 4, then you're going to be playing in a territory all 3 days. Okay? You're going to be playing in a tier 1 on Friday, a tier 2 on Saturday, a tier 3 on Sunday, and then your tier 4 on Monday, potentially. Okay? That's how that's going to happen. If you are going to compete for Brelin, then that must mean you would have to start either with Alis.
It's fun listening to you territory when you don't territory very often.
Nujord, Tozolka,
Beku.
Zamaro. Listen, there's a lot of opportunities here. So again, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to look at the schedule and just see which ones they've chosen. But again, your 1-star is going to happen on Friday. Your 2-star, which will either be Bertho or Duportis, will be Saturday. Brelin would be Sunday. And then Coda will be Monday. The first battle for Coda will be on the 4th day. All right. Yes, Vic. The 4-star is on Monday. All right. And they have told us that there will be at least 2 opportunities to contest, or 2 alliances can contest. All right. So those are the only things that we know about schedules. The entire schedule will be released. But if you're going to be an alliance that is going to push for the 4-star, then you're going to want to be ready on Thursday. Get your planning council on Thursday. Figure it out real quick, because on Friday, you start your plan. Okay? Quazel
And
says...
if you're hearing this on Wednesday or Thursday, good luck.
Yeah. Quazel says, DJ, we did suggest that when you were there. Might have missed that. I was at work. In case the answer was proprietary, Quazel, can you tell me what their response was to that? Because I genuinely don't remember.
I already did.
Which was what?
That they can't.
no.
They said they can't?
Yes.
Well, that's stupid. Okay. That's actually really silly. They totally could. They don't have to be.
I know.
They don't have to be conjoined.
I
Yeah, all
didn't
you got
have
to do
to
is
like
create a
the
warp path.
answer, but
Yeah.
yes, that's what we suggested.
Weird. Okay. Well, I don't like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's unexpected. Actually, it's not unexpected. But that would have been cool, Matters. I do like that idea. Love that idea.
It apparently messed with other things that they didn't want to mess with. So, like, I don't remember the exact way. I have it recorded. You have that recording.
All right, I'll go and check it. I think that it probably, if I'm going to guess a reason why they couldn't, it's warp times and paths. See, the pathing in territory is actually a lot more complicated than people realize. You know how fast we warp through all these things.
I think it was the connections, like I I think it was the literal. It was messing with the next door connections,
Yeah.
so they couldn't do the other ones from like Corva or whatever
Yeah.
because it wasn't adjacent.
I think mathematically or coding wise, it would be less because they're not adjacent, but because of the warp paths. What would end up happening is, let's say I'm going, from Thola down here to Anzat, and instead of going right here, if there was a superhighway or another path, it could actually warp me all the way out to the 4-star and then back in, which I don't know if that would actually be a huge issue, but it would make really weird warp paths show up in here. Okay, it would be really, really strange warp paths, and it could be because of something adjacent. That doesn't necessarily make sense. It would be more about the warp paths. But either way,
could they not make super highway-esque warp paths from the 3 stars and have a very cheap territory service in the 3 stars, unlock the superhighway so that only the alliance that controls that 3-star territory can take the path from that territory into the 4-star. So nobody would ever be able to be rerouted through the 4-star territory.
Have we ever had a warp path that has been relockable?
No. Yeah, that's a good point.
I mean, and for the record, I'm not saying that we shouldn't. I like the idea. I'm just wondering
if they've never done it. That's some tech. That's extra tech they got.
Yeah, I'm wondering about tech and whether or not they had it available for what is obviously a content refresh. You know what I'm saying? So, Spock says I have seen a bug that locked a bunch of the old ones. True. So yeah, I know. Yeah, but here's the thing: if there was a token on it, you guys would hate that even more, right? So,
that would be bad because you can't send ships back, right? If you ran out of tokens, you couldn't send ships anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that wouldn't work either.
Yeah. So there's some good thoughts here. I'm sure that there was some tech, and again, this is very much. I'll tell you this: there was very little, if any, new tech implemented with this feature. This is, this would probably not be my choice of a feature, although it is a feature that is completely stagnant and does need a refresh. So that's great. More is more. If the buffs are good, if some of the buffs are better, then that's great, and this required no technical debt. Let me point out that when we are talking about feature refreshes, which you guys have asked for time and time and time again. We even praised Cam for saying this a week ago, which is he wants to go back and use existing mechanics and freshen them up and not develop a bunch of new content. So we don't get to complain now. That's exactly what they're doing. And I will point out, there is no additional tech debt. Okay? There's no additional tech debt here. All of these technologies existed. They're changing services. They're changing scheduled days. They're changing, the particles. They're changing the mining nodes. But all of the tech was there. Okay? So Count DeVille said, I think this was the best thing they could have done. To be honest with you, I don't wildly disagree. Again, it's not my choice of feature. Okay? It's not my choice of feature. But it is a refresh of existing content, and it needed to be done. Territory capture is completely dead, completely stagnant. It needed to be redone. And if players find some value or benefit out of it now, then great. And the fact that they're loading this thing up with a bunch of ship parts, ship blueprints, and specialty ship blueprints and parts, I actually find to be really, really good. Polar Bear says it's still going to be dead. Well, here's the deal. It could be dead, maybe. But I don't think it's going to be dead. I don't know if it's going to result in the amount of conflict that we like. All right. I don't think it's going to result in the amount of conflict that people want out of territory. I don't think it's going to be a big old PvP war. But I do absolutely think that alliances are going to plan and move around based on the ships that they want. You mean to tell me that you're not? I mean, we did the same thing with the sarcophagus, and that was a crappy ship. Okay? People did actually move around for sarcophagus. People moved around for the ISS Jelly. All right. So I do think that this will motivate people to move. Now, whether or not, and this, by the way, is a social experiment, which I think is really cool, at least as far as what we're going to do with it as a community. Whether you guys fight it out or you diplomatically arrange it, I'm going to be very curious to see. I'm going to be very curious to see that. That's right. People moved around for particles. Okay. Sydney says this is going to be Kingmaker TC. We've heard all that before, Sydney. It was always Kingmaker back in the day, except it wasn't necessarily. Some people fought. Some people, that's right, Tamrao. Some servers, and we did see this, alliance leaders would get together and work out a schedule. Either way, people are going to move based on the ships that they want. Listen, the Junker may be over here, but the Relativity may be over here. And where is Captain Bull going to take me first? Because I want both. And if Jonathan Ingram is the only one who's going to take me there, he'll never have me because he can't raid me. All right. But no, seriously, I joke, but that's the kind of talk that a lot of alliances are going to have. And members are going to have. Alliance leadership is going to have to kind of think about, okay, where are we going to go first? Who? What do we want? Let's look at all the services. Let's look at all of the services and see what we want to move to. And my understanding, I can't say this for sure. I don't know if Jules is here. My understanding is, I believe by Thursday evening, we will have a list of services available for you. We may already have it. I just don't want to commit to it. Quazel, do we have it?
It should be pretty instantaneous once
good.
the update goes live.
Okay.
Because the people who gather data,
They do all the
get it
data
fairly
things.
fast.
Okay, perfect.
Mhm.
So yeah, we should have a full service chart for you guys very soon after launch. All right, Quazel says, yep, we've already got most of the data. Fantastic. Love it. Okay. Voltron says, I want vengeance parts. Great. Where do we got to go to get those? You know? Sydney says, DJ, you made my point. The wallet alliances will take what they want. We'll pick up the leftovers. That doesn't make it a Kingmaker. That's not what Kingmaker means. That's competition. And by the way, it's not necessarily, well, I guess it could be Kingmaker, but it's not necessarily wallet alliances. Please tell me we haven't forgotten how territories actually work. Territories work with activity. Territories work with activity. Okay? Flood the system with tiny ass ships.
Yeah, you can't buy a territory.
You cannot buy territory, guys. Numbers are king in territory capture. Okay? Benny Hill says, it's been 84 years. Okay? Mal says, most of our whales are in one alliance. They'll take the 4-star easily. Well, that is likely, right? If they've got capture nodes, because that's where it's going to be. The capture nodes are going to be an issue. All right? But you're right. Vic is right. Numbers win territory capture, not power. Numbers win, not power. There's a couple of things that power can do. Power can hold your capture nodes.
Kills your numbers.
Huh?
Power can kill your numbers. Like they can kill your ships, so you have less numbers.
Realtus. Flood the system with Realtus and little mining ships and little 2-star ships. Okay? Cloak your ships. Then they can't kill them. I'm telling you, mathematically, and we have not mathed this out yet. I don't know if the data guys have gotten this, but mathematically, based on just what I saw, there are not enough capture nodes to outnumber a 75-person alliance showing up with 7 ships. Okay? You do get a bonus from the capture nodes, but again, not enough. Just like the Armadas are not going to be enough to outscore presence. Power can sit on a node, but I can score more points than the node if I've got 8 ships in the system. Okay? Crocus says if you own more nodes, then you win the territory, especially once the boost kicks in. Again, depends. Depends on how many ships people have. Okay? Now, I'm not going to go back on a 5-year debate. Yes, there is still power. That is still going to be a thing. Will there still be Kingmakers? I think so. I think that there will be alliances that help install other alliances in the map. That happened on our own server. Okay? I do not know if that mechanic has changed. They have not shared it with us, but we have seen a screenshot or two that indicates that tech may have been implemented here. We do not know. Does anybody have that screenshot handy? Because that is not something Scopely's given to me, and I would like
Which what?
The one,
Say again?
the error message that we saw this past week about not owning a territory.
Territory 9.
Yeah. Does anybody have that screenshot? Because, by the way,
That is in Gold Chat.
Okay.
And Grungandola posted it a few days ago. Cannot attack territory not owned or no takeover. It's actually, it was at 2:40 this afternoon.
Here it is.
It's the last time he posted it.
This has not been a piece of our conversation. Scopely has not told us anything about what this is. I also wonder if this was because of an incursion thing. That's right, Mimi. For what it's worth, that was during the incursion, and that's true.
It's happened outside of that too. That one just happened to be during. I'm curious if that's one of the can't hit hostiles thing.
No.
Like if that's related to that.
They're on a base. This is on a base. This
I
would be
understand that, but if they were working a few days early on tech to not hit something in a place you don't own.
Well, we don't know. All right. Again, they have not told us anything about this. Okay? Don't know. But this is what you guys have all asked about and wanted for years. Hopefully, this, if it is implemented, this will help combat Kingmakers. Okay? This will help combat Kingmakers if this exists. Schwag says, sounds good in theory. Has anybody seen it happen? No. And for the record, when we play tested, they put us all into, like, they placed us in. And all this is why I had engineering problems, I'm sure, and why at least one of the 2 failed playtests happened, because they had to build a special instance. This wasn't even the normal playtest server. Just to give you guys a little bit of insight, what we saw was kind of crazy, Tarpy. We saw all territories happening simultaneously. They built that for us so that we could test things like hostiles and armadas and all this other stuff. So we went into a very specialized testing environment where all territories were active at the exact same time. So there wasn't, and we were joined to all of them. All right. So we couldn't test this particular mechanic.
It probably also comes at no entire surprise that while they're trying to copy 25 accounts from multiple different servers and trying to build these playtest environments, that they actually also still struggle with version control.
True that.
Because they put everyone on a Mac who plays on Mac on a different server than everyone who plays on a PC.
Is that what ended up happening?
Then,
is that what it was?
Well,
That's funny.
mean, Quazel and I were on one server, and as far as I know, the other people who use Macs We're on the same server because we could see the same territory fights, which were not the same territory fights as what you guys saw.
Which
So
was
then
not
they
any
moved-
territory fight that I saw because I never got in.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. But anyway, suffice it to say, okay, there are still things that need to be tested. There are still things that we are not 100% sure of. And this is a screenshot of something that might potentially, hopefully, give me a little bit of hope that there is an iteration, a player-derived improvement for this version of territory capture that you guys all said you wanted years and years ago. Okay? So this is the thing. Now, Marsport, I understand about the bug and server territory and crossover. However, the fact that it changed at all means that they're messing with the logic. I understand that you say what the screenshot is for, but why would it have changed unless they were changing the logic? He said, it used to be able to cross over from your server's territory to the enemies and then attack bases inside the system. Now this error appears. Agreed, which means the logic was changed in some case. In some form or fashion. Okay? So we're going to have to see what that means. This could be completely unrelated, but it might not be. Something has changed about that combat engine. Okay? About that logic, about that code. So, anywho. Silvertab says, not everybody wanted it. We liked having other alliances help us capture. Yeah, I feel like that mentality was probably in the minority, Silvertab, to be perfectly honest with you. There was so many people complaining about Kingmakers at that time. But
I think it depends on what side of that fight you're on.
Yeah,
Because if you are...
Yeah, I'd say. Yeah, Jim Pie says minority for sure. I mean, it was a minority. People did complain about the Kingmakers. And Kingmakers existed. Totally. Hell, there were Kingmakers on my server. There was one or two alliances that pretty much determined the map. Okay, so that was a thing, and I know that happened much more violently, if you will, on other servers. So we'll have to see how this goes. Okay, Brizinger says Kingmakers. Yeah, I mean alliances that pretty much wrote the entire map. Guffa says, wait, you mean politics happened? No way. Yeah, they did. But again, that's what I'm kind of saying here is that with this map and with the 4-star thing happening over here, with the services that are going to have value, because we have seen a handful that will have value, okay? No questions asked. We have seen a few services that will have significant value to many players. Those services that are coveted by more than one alliance, what I'm curious about is, are you guys going to fight over it? Or are you going to make deals? By the way, there's not a wrong way. Territory capture doesn't have to be about PvP. It can absolutely be a game of strategy, politics, diplomacy. I mean, a lot of you guys do play that way. Right? You've got your rows that are pages long. It's like the damn independent, what is it? The Articles of Resolution of the Independence of America. What is it called? It's not
Declaration of Independence?
That's it, thanks.
that thing that we have a holiday for in like 11 days?
That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, the Declaration of Independence.
Oh, okay.
All right. You guys have some of your servers out there. Loki's like, sweet Jesus. Oh, yeah. Raskar says, oh, your education system. Dude, my education was 30 years ago. Okay, I don't remember some of these things.
Clearly.
Anyway, long story
You missed
short.
a big one.
You guys know what shirt I'm actually wearing today? For those of you in podcasts who don't know, this is that old T-shirt I got with how many states that I could name, because I still can't name all the states. Anyway, Raskar says I'm Canadian, and even that made me cringe. Sorry, guys. Anyway, my point being is that 5 years ago, I had trouble with this mentality. This is proof positive that my outlook on life has changed. I don't care if you fight it out. If you want to fight, great. 5 years ago, I wanted everybody to fight. Now, if you want to do it through fighting, great. But if you want to sit down and make a schedule and do what's and make a deal, fine. What does your team need? What does your team want? Maybe you're that rebel alliance that won't make a deal and everybody else is making a deal and you're going to go in and try to disrupt the deal. Cool. I got to be honest with you. There's not a wrong way to play this. You know? There's not a wrong way to play this. If you want to be that disruptor alliance, power to you. You want to be a server that makes deals, power to you. You want to be an alliance that tries to be the kingmaker, give it a go. Okay? Give it a go. Don't know if that will be successful or not. Cujo, don't disown me. I honestly know what it was. It was just a brain fart. It's late. It's almost 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired. I've been working all day. All day.
Yeah. I think we've covered most of what we can talk about, right?
We have. All right. So here's what we'll do. We'll take some questions. Yeah, go ahead.
Have we leaked anything? Have we leaked anything?
I think I've leaked plenty. I think I leaked tons of stuff.
I mean, I left some Easter eggs.
Okay. Spock Cat's coming. We knew that.
And what's her face? Is that the...
Oh, you guys wanted to ask about that officer. You wanted to ask about that officer that was on the ship. That's She-Spock.
I was going to say that reminds me of the grumpy girl from Lower Decks.
Yeah, that's She-Spock. As a matter of fact, can we put up Ultra's breakfast poster yet? Is that something I can do? Because he has the best poster for this upcoming arc, and I love it.
I mean, it's your NDA. If you wanna,
it's just a poster
for it.
It's for the Arcfall breakfast.
Post it.
Okay, it's a poster for the Arcfall breakfast. Here you go. Nuthouse Entertainment presents Join the Search. He even told me he was very, very proud because he's built. I want you guys to look at the detail. Okay, I want you to look at the detail that he did here. He created a Where's Waldo type scene, which is absolutely brilliant. Do you realize the amount of time and attention that Ultra put into this poster, making it a Where's Waldo kind of thing?
The drafts of the poster are even nuttier. Like,
dude,
they are even more impressive than the final.
I don't know how many hours he had in this poster, but man, everybody should just, whether you follow his content or not, drop him a note or drop him a like or pop into his channel and give him a thumbs up. He takes a lot of pride in his posters. All right. But no, Schwag, and he really doesn't use AI. He finds it kind of offensive. He builds a lot of his stuff. All right. He might use individual elements, but I mean, a lot of this is clip art. He makes this stuff. All right. So, yeah, he's pretty. Oh, there's Ultra. Sleep? Never heard of her. What's up, buddy? All right. So, yeah, this is what's happening. This is the Arcfall breakfast, the search for Spocks, and honestly, very narratively tied in. Ultra, very well done. I love it.
Okay.
So yeah.
He's got the Arcfall breakfast on our Friday morning, right?
No, Thursday morning.
Thursday morning. Yes. Okay.
Yeah, Arcfall day.
Tomorrow night is going to be a whole litany of people because we are not streaming tomorrow.
No.
So do you want to? I think you could put up the other posters too if you want to do that real quick.
Go right ahead. I don't have them. You want to say?
Yes,
Ultra,
you do.
Ultra
They are
sent me this.
in the content creator Discord.
Okay.
They should be. They were there. I'll forward them to you.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
That's it. Anywho, we obviously know the Inglorious STFCers will be on. That is Lost
There's
In,
one.
Fisty, Red Rum, Ruby is going to be there. And Zero, you going to be there? You going to be there?
There's another one. There you go.
And what? Where'd you put it?
Your DMs.
Okay. Yeah, here we go. The Inglorious STFCers. We've got at 9 p.m. East. That's going to be Shiz, Destro, Fisty, MJ, Lost In, Red Rum, Ruby is going to be there. Then they'll be raiding into your very, very classic Warp Drive 5 on Scribbler's channel. That's going to be Dr. Iron Chef, Major Samo, Tibbs, Scribbler, and Jason V-Neck. They'll be on your Warp Drive 5 carrying you through the overnight. And then, of course, you got the Arcfall breakfast. We will be doing our very traditional Talking in Cars with DJs that morning. And then we'll be in the lab Thursday night to play the game and experiment with the with what we know, which will be very little, because nothing is actually going to start until Friday. Okay? Just throwing that out there. Nothing's going to start until Friday because everything is based around territory capture. Okay? So, we'll see. The mining, you have to own the territory. Hostels got to own the territory. Got to do all this stuff. So we're going to have to see. There may not be a whole lot to do Thursday other than talk. But Friday is when the real action will begin. Okay? Does the Battle Pass extra builder thing expire at reset tomorrow? Yes, it will run out. There will be a 24-hour period where it will run out unless you buy the 24 hours anyway on the break, and then you can buy the new one if you want. Caledon says, are we actually going to be able to source the new officers, or are we stuck with Paragon? I have not been made aware of any changes. I have not been made aware of any changes with officer sourcing. Again, we're going to have a real big conversation with some education components, I think, Tarpy, about, because I think that's going to be the biggest disconnect. Culture, great. Everybody can agree. Engineering, great. Everybody can agree. Tech, everybody can agree. Okay? Those are things that Cam is working on. Everybody can agree that those are good things. Where there's going to be a rub, and he knows there's going to be a rub, and you guys know there's going to be a rub, is economy. And so I think that's where we probably need to have a more detailed and candid conversation with Cam that can be presented to the community, is about economy, because I know that you guys are not liking it. I'm hoping that in the back of your mind, you're willing to give it a little bit of a chance, but we haven't seen the entire plan yet. But economy is borked in this game. It really is. But we're not yet seeing everything. We're seeing some of the clawbacks. I get it. We're definitely seeing less. There's no other way to say that. We're absolutely seeing less. Okay. But
I don't mind less necessarily if it doesn't also come with inflation of officer shard cost. So, like, if they're handing me fewer mats, I am not exactly thrilled that the cost of 40 epic officer shards is going up or is the same amount as other months.
Well, that's...
But at the same time, that's also slowing the economy.
Exactly. That's
twice.
definition. That's the definition of economy reduction. And so that's where I know.
But it's twice.
Well,
it's slowing.
It's not just twice.
Income.
It's everywhere. It's like 100 places.
I know, but that is a scaling of it because you're making it harder to obtain the officers after giving people less to do it with. So that's magnifying it rather than doing it in multiple places. I'm
Yeah.
tired enough that words are hard, but
Well, and again,
Yeah.
I don't think there's 100 places where things are getting more expensive and things are coming back to us in less. This is where this is where Cam has to be bad cop. Like, he can be good cop on other stuff. He feels like he's got to be bad cop on economy, because the economy is absolutely focused in the wrong areas, and that's why I say I want to have more in detail conversation with him, especially with regards to something that we can get shared. Whether it be a video or an interview or some other quotes about economy, because he has told me for the last couple of meetings that we've had that the economy is one of the worst things he's ever seen in this game. He said this game's economy is the most effed up of any game economy he's ever seen. And we can absolutely point to things that we've called out over the years. We can absolutely point out to things that has happened over the years that have wrecked this game's economy. All right. But those things have set expectations to us. There are precedent-setting expectations. And I think with him, pushing the reset button here, it's not going to feel good. It's not. But I also think we haven't seen everything else yet either. Like, he's very, very committed to reducing costs. So I'm hoping that we're going to see a lot of efficiency style things and reduction of cost things, like, things costing trillions and quadrillions he thinks is just ridiculous. Marsport says Sigma was meant to fix the economy. It totally was. And who did we leave in charge? The same goofballs that broke it in the first place. F2 says too much correction too soon, though. And that's actually exactly what I've said. I've said this is like ripping the Band-Aid. This is too much too fast. I have said those exact words, F2. I've said that exact same thing. It feels like we've gotten just, the Band-Aid. Like, you wreck your bike, right? Or you get hit in the stomach, or you fall or whatever. You know that feeling like when you can't breathe? Has anybody just taken a shot to the gut and like you feel like you can't breathe, right? Like, and you feel like just for a second you're like freaking out because you think like you're suffocating or whatever. So at the same time that's happening, someone comes up and kicks you in the head. Okay. that's kind of like what we're looking at here, Vic says this is kind of exactly what I said as well. If they had spread it out over the summer, it would be tolerable instead of all at once. See, I don't know 100% that is actually true either, Vic, because we're the math people. We would have tracked it. We would have seen it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would have seen it. So I think
right before. Sorry, I cut you off.
Yeah, I'm monologuing now. We're getting ready to end. Go ahead real quick, and then I want to go.
Right after the playtest for last month's everything, I asked Strider, what are your favorite 10 things in the game? And this was like when they had announced what M91 was or something like that. And it was like, okay, so he listed all of the things that he liked, like choice rewards and depot tokens and all of that. And so all of the top 10 things on his list were all of the things that they removed in M91.
Yeah.
And so, like we've all said over the last several months, like, it's really, really hard hitting on morale for players to keep getting knocked down like that. And if we had
That's
one
great.
of those things last month, that would have been funny. It would have been okay, but then they also took away choice rewards. They also knocked down the content of the battle pass 30%. They also
and again,
did all of the things.
Listen, I know these things, and everybody knows these things, and that's what I'm saying. These things are very intentional. This is the slowing of the economy because there's just too much out there. Now, here's some of your guys' comments are great. Ripping off a Band-Aid is different. This is this is the EKG machine ripping out your chest hair. Okay, I can see that too. Wound is still bleeding. I see it. Yeah, very
specific experience.
Yeah. Berlin says there's a difference between progression economy and officer procurement economy. I don't think I agree with that, to be honest with you. I think economy is one thing. But karate class without a cup. Yeah. Listen, we all know that. We all know. This feels really bad. Okay? Feels really, really bad. So that's why I'm saying I would like to have more conversation with him about economy, but he knows. He has said, listen, this is the one thing that he regrets having to do more than anything else, but it's necessary because this game's economy is bad. And it is. I mean, we can identify 6 or 10 different major incidents that have happened over the last 5 years that absolutely that we can all agree were terrible, knee-jerk, SKZ, absolutely, knee-jerk problems and reactions and solutions that they came up with that they thought were solutions that weren't solutions at all. All right? So I get that. Vasuba says, feels really bad, leads to more dead accounts. Try some positive news. Well, I think there is. We can't be tunnel vision on that, Vasuba. We're seeing technical improvements. We're seeing quality of life improvements. We're seeing cultural changes at Scopely. That is going to take a little bit of time, but we're going to start to see it. I'm telling you, even with Anthology next month and then M94, M95 after that, we should start really, really seeing this new culture. But Sugar Red says making officer sourcing worse is not a solution. I know that you're right. But one would also argue that officer sourcing being improved to the point that it was actually the first, not a solution. That was the problem. All right. And I think that's a thing. However, I know that people are leaving. I know that people are looking at new games. And Venadia says, I don't know that we're seeing a bunch of technical improvements. Still a number of issues weeks old that still haven't been fixed. No, the game's not going to be fixed overnight. I think that there are some things that have been fixed. I think Kirshara is working better. Dauntless is working better. They're still not foolproof, but they are working better. But listen, again, he hasn't had enough time to completely rewrite the game. You know what I'm saying? He hasn't had time to rewrite everything yet, or replace everybody, or do everything that he's going to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a lot of that. But I understand it, and he knows. Listen, let me be very clear. He knows he's going to end up being bad cop on economy. All right. But I also kind of maintain that what I've been saying for the last few months, we're kind of the expendables. Listen, he's kind of coming in as the new guy in charge and saying, hey, listen, economy's effed in this game. Okay? Economy's effed. We're going to fix it. You're not going to like it, but you'll get used to it or you won't. But I mean, again, I've kind of said this for a few months, Tarpy. We're the expendables. We can either, get on board with what he's going to do or not.
I need a suit and a cape if we're the expendables.
I know. It's a thing. We are the expendables. Guffa says, you know what, DJs, I finally agree. G7 whales are the expendables. I've been saying, wait, haven't you been arguing with me for weeks about that? But I'm telling you, that's where I feel we are. That's where I feel we are. Duo waves are a horrendous experience, Rexnar. I have not had that experience. Duo waves have been very, with the exception of the lag that we experienced, Thad? Not last night, but the night before, maybe. With the exception of some of that lag, my duo wave experience on stream has been pretty damn good. But we also
had a coach. And
I'm not no, they're talking about engineering wise. Yeah, I had a coach that told me how to do it, but they're talking about like how it's playing. And I've played.
I've also not had a problem at all.
Yeah, Thad says it's been good minus that day, and I have played on mobile.
Actually,
I have played on mobile.
we did 4 waves since last night, and I had ghost ships in 3 of them. In duo
You know, I
waves.
saw Jason V-neck have that. I was watching his stream yesterday. That seems really new.
Yeah, actually, it was like we did other duo waves maybe 3 or 4
That
days
wasn't
ago.
that wasn't even here 3 weeks ago. That is brand
Yeah.
spanking new. I don't know what that is.
Yeah,
that is
so,
bad.
like-
Agreed.
Okay, so there's other people in chat, and you've seen it. You saw it on VNext stream. If that's not in your dev chat, can you actually just toss that in there?
Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm sure it probably is, but I will check that out because
Okay.
that is new. That's new. So that's fair. Yeah, that is brand new. Good point. Point taken. But
right.
anyway, circling back to the economy thing. Listen, we're not all going to like it. I know, and it's definitely less, and I think that's intentional. And I do think that they should have rolled it out slower. And I think F212 is absolutely right. It should have also come with some of these, like there should have been an overall lowering of the boat, right? Cost coming down, but income coming down simultaneously. Instead, what's happened is this, and one side has come down, and now the boat's getting ready to tip over. So this is it. I get it. I'm with you guys. It doesn't feel good. It feels bad. The income is down. I am just hopeful that we continue down the path of the transparency we've got with him, and we start to see some of the other initiatives that he's wanting to put in place with regard to economy. He has promised that it will level out, but he has not apologized. As a matter of fact, he's standing pretty firm on the fact that it needs to be done. I'm not an economist. I'm not a game designer. I didn't write these things. But I will tell you, and I told you this a week ago, he is consulting with David E. And I'll tell you this, when I mentioned that, there were more comments on the YouTube video. There were more comments about David Eckleberry's return than almost any other topic in there. Okay? And crazy enough, I'm surprised at how many people love that guy. And I don't mean that in a personal way. I'm just saying, like, there's very few people in the history of this game that players had a true love for. And his mind and the way he wrote G3 was something apparently you guys admire and miss. All right? So Cam is consulting very closely with David E. on what needs to happen with this economy. And while I have not spoken to David E., all right, I personally have not spoken to him, but I can imagine, having had conversations with him in the past, I could imagine what he would say about the state of our economy right now. He's probably said a lot of bad words. He's probably said a lot of bad words because our current leadership has not thought forward enough in the game. They have not protected our economy. They have not protected the longevity of this game. That's right, Mimi. David E. is the guy who admitted that the original Forbidden Tech design was a mistake during Beck's attempt to kill me. That is correct. That's the same guy. Honest, transparent, was willing to claim victories and willing to admit failures. And I get a lot of those same vibes from Cameron Stewart. And the fact that they are working together and consulting. All right. Yeah, Raskar, it does feel like a decade ago. It was, well, hell, it was a long time ago. David E's been gone for years. He's been gone for years. And that's kind of crazy to think about. But he is back in an advisory capacity here to Cam for Fleet Command. You got to remember, this guy wrote Fleet Command. Okay? David E. wrote Fleet Command. So you take a look at what the game did in its first few years as compared to what it's done in the last few years. And we can see who ran a good economy. All right? It's a no-brainer. So I'm glad that he has his eyes on things. All right. Raskar says, wish we would have gotten the Alliance Marketplace he had in there. Yeah, that would have been a cool thing. He wrote all that. He wrote all of that. So he was the guy. He's the man. Anywho, there you go. That's what we've got. Good question. iConquer says, what defines a good economy? Not getting things too fast or too slow. I think there are mathematical metrics on a balanced economy. Cam has talked to me about some of them. I'm not at this point authorized to share like numbers, and maybe he will at some point. But I know that he and David E were really big on experiences. You got to remember, David E is the one who came up with away teams, for example. David E believes, and Cam seems to as well, believes on progression being a very secondary objective in this game. Like, we should not be pushing to ops up, which is funny. Like, look at this. This is so funny, right? Because that's all Scopely's been demanding of us for years. Push the ops, push the ops, push the ops, push the ops. They've even accelerated the mid-ops experience to condense everybody in, which, by the way, I endorsed. Okay? I thought that was a good move. Killer Cujo says it probably was just too much content, and I think you're probably right. Okay? I think you're probably right on that. And I still think that you can't program a game for 7 generations. But a balanced economy... Here's one thing we talked about. I think we did talk about this, Killer Cujo, on a previous show. But this is a perspective that I had not considered before. Tarpy, you and I did actually talk about this. I don't remember if it was on the air or if it was you and me privately, but we did talk about this. Imagine the perspective of a new player now who goes through with the new player experience, the mid-ops experience, and let's say that they go free to play from 0 to 40 in 90 days. Or let's say that they go 0 to 59 for $100 in 20 days. Then what happens, Tarpy, when they come back down to reality and they look at their progression, at the wall that they slammed into once they enter the G5 economy? What does that look like?
That feels very bad because you can't do anything. Once you get there, you don't have the officers, you don't have the research in order to back up your ops. You end up having a lot of paper tigers.
They got nothing for officers. And that is actually something. I'm about to do that on my baby account, says Tamral. Well, Guffa says your numbers are way off. Well, if you're properly developing your account, then yes, they're probably way off, Guffa. But what they're doing is they're putting so much emphasis on progression and not on mechanics, features, or experiences. Okay? If you dumped everything you had into just building buildings, I bet those numbers aren't that far off.
You can go to 40 in like 2 or 3 weeks.
And that is one thing that Cam has brought up, which, by the way, we're not naive. We've talked about this in the past, that they've got to do more about the whole player experience, officers, ships, blueprints, all this other stuff. We've talked about all of this stuff and creating a well-balanced account. Well, Cam doesn't believe there is such a thing. Cam doesn't believe that a well-balanced account is possible in these short periods and amounts of time. He thinks that he's robbing players of an experience by pushing them to G5 in weeks. And so he doesn't like a lot of that. He likes the mid-op experience. He doesn't like the new player experience. Vic says, let the unbalancing begin. Well, maybe, but I don't know. I feel like it's probably been pretty unbalanced for a long time, you know? But nonetheless, that's right, Voltron. They should be focusing on concentrating on experience. And that's what Cam says. Listen, even with M94, we are going to see an arc that is, so far as what's been told to me, is going to be less about new features and new releases, new content, new mechanics, and more about experience. I don't know what that means. I don't know what it looks like yet. Haven't seen it. But that's what he said. He's like, listen, this is going to be more about experience. It's going to be a slower arc than most people are used to. Polar Bear says, but they've trained us to do it. You're damn straight. And that's a part of the expectations that players have now that Cam is wanting to undo. And that's why it feels bad. That's why it is hurting us right now, because we're not getting what we're used to. You know, we're not getting what we're used to because he's cutting back on the stuff that's based on progression and wants players to focus more on the experience. Killer Cujo said it's the dumbest thing ever. Man, I don't know. He says, I hate it. Well, we haven't seen it all yet either. Okay. We haven't seen it all yet. We've definitely seen clawback of some of the income, but we haven't seen some of the balancing on the costs yet, which I do hope is still coming. We don't know. All right. We'll have to see. Oh, you say, no. I actually hate the new arc every 2 months crap. Yeah, no, it's not. Well, yeah, I agree with you. We've talked about the need to slow down content, you know, but anyway, Guffa, could I go 0 to 40 in 2 weeks? No, I don't have time. Can't do it. Strider says we've been spoiled by Coda and choice rewards. Yeah, that's why those things were the first two things to go. I mean, 100%. So, anyway. All right. Any other questions about the new arc? We don't need to talk about economy. I do have my meeting with Cam tomorrow, so I'll bring you guys updates on that. But regarding Arcfall Eve Eve, do you guys have any questions or anything that I can answer for you tonight as we get ready to wrap up? We are at, crazy enough, even though we're at 4 hours on the stream, we're only at 2.5 hours on the pod because of the stuff that happened in the beginning. Which systems will connect to the new zones? We don't know exactly yet, Raxnar, but we know that it's going to be on the West Coast. West Coast, Best Coast. All right, it's going to happen over here. And that's not what I wanted to show. Yeah, right here. It's going to be over here on the West Coast. We don't know what systems are going to connect yet, but it looks like it could only be 3 or 4. Okay. Hey, Cruzito, you're awake or are you going back to bed? We've just done all the show. You missed the whole show. I mean,
You went to bed once already, and you're still here talking.
Well, he must have
And I'm
woken.
eating second breakfast, and it's like
only 1
12 in the
o'clock.
morning.
Okay. It looks like a banana. Hey, Doss. Krabby Crab. Thank you, Vic. I didn't buy a sports car, so I don't think it was a midlife crisis. Yeah, but it's a tech car. I bought all the tech. So it's got a TV screen in it. It's got all the connectivity
I
stuff.
realize TV screens in cars are like 20 years old now, right?
No, I meant like in the front, like the whole front of the car, the whole dash is one big screen, and it's got Google login, and YouTube, and you can play games on it. It's got pop-up display, and it's so there's a ton of tech, lots of tech. I really like the tech. Seth, what was your question from earlier? I might have missed it. Lots of chat, but I will answer it. What is your question? Killer Cujo says that's
Probably
so over
something
the
about
top.
leg day.
I know. I love it. It's not over the top. I love the tech. Love the tech. And it's got Blue Cruise, so it'll drive itself. So that's pretty cool. Why did I get an Explorer, not an Expedition? Towing capacity is far superior. Yeah, I don't tow anything, dude. I don't own a boat. I thought about an Expedition. I don't need it. Plus, I will point out the amount of tech that comes on an Expedition that I would have literally been like $30,000 more. All right. Oh, you thought I was getting a camper? No?
Because you liked fisties.
I do like Fisty's camper, but no, I have not bought a camper. Don't have plans to buy a camper. I already have like my camper up on the mountain. Like I live on the mountain. So that's great. Yeah, Fisty has the camper. So, anywho. Okay. Did you see how much you pulled out of your kitchen? You still have the the rest of your house, plenty to tow. Yeah, but that's why I still have a farm truck. Still have a farm truck. All right. Any other questions? Obviously, Tarpy, we explained the Arc well enough because there's literally no questions in chat. But yeah, nobody's asking anything about territory. Did we explain it that well? I'm pretty damn proud of us then. Hot damn.
I think it's time to go. Run away. We've lost 140 people out of the audience. We should leave.
Have we? We turn on the... All right. Well, it's 1 o'clock in the morning.
It is...
They'll listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, God, there's still like 350 people. No, 300.
300.
And
300.
310.
Where's your 10 coming from?
65 plus 35.
Is not
110.
the number you think it is. Okay. Okay. Well, this is why we let Jules do the math. And
all right. Well, then
when I'm mathing better than someone.
Brutal. I know. All right. Guys, thank you so very much. Short says, really, as long as I'm here, I'm all you need. Yeah, thank you. I like that. Sam's like, yeah, 65, 35, 100. It's sleep deprivation. Okay, I worked really hard today. But I do appreciate all 300 of you still in the live studio audience. You guys are legends. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you one and all. Thank you. You guys are great. We look forward to releasing to you our Arcfall video for the first time in almost 2 years. Bah. Are sound alerts on yet? No, not yet. They'll be after the closing credits. But yeah, if you're in a live studio audience, hang out for a minute and we'll get ready to raid out. In the meantime, sarcophaguses for everybody. So anyway, listen, thank you guys. Appreciate you all being here. Visit our website at UltimatDJz.com. That's UltimatDJz.com for links over to the YouTube, our Patreon for Studio B. Old Tarpy coming up here in just a few days. Summer bingos are going to be launching, and boy, do we have some fun stuff planned for you guys. It's going to be a great time, so be tuned in for that. We've got brand new merch on the merch store as well. What would Jules Verne do? Some great stuff there. And of course, over to the YouTube where we've got some stuff. Oh, great news. The Cal video has been released for publication. That, I'm trying to decide if I'm going to launch that tomorrow. I think I'm going to launch it tomorrow. Give you guys some content to watch before Arcfall. Because otherwise, we're not going to take time out for like a week, right? Yeah, the Cal video is ready. So I think I'm going to launch that tomorrow. Because it's been approved. Everything was great. No modifications necessary. I was very proud. Very proud of myself. All right, so that is happening. Calcophagus. No, it's the faces of Cal. No, it's dairy science. It's dairy science, okay? So we'll launch the Cal video tomorrow. It's going to be a good time. All right, appreciate you guys. My name's UltimatDJz. Thank you, Tarpy. Thank you to Everywhere It Matters, and thank you to everybody else. Jules Verne for the data that is coming. Griffin will be back with us here in a couple of days, and we appreciate you one and all for being a part of the Talking Trek family. Talking Trek is recorded in front of a live studio audience for distribution across podcast platforms everywhere. I'm your friendly neighborhood cat person, UltimatDJz, saying meow for now. Love you, mean it. Catch ya on the next one. Good night, everybody.